Second Master, be careful with your movements. He's still right next to us.
What are you afraid of? I already fed him asterisk asterisk. Even if the earth shook and mountains trembled, he wouldn't wake up.
For a while, the earth shook and mountains trembled. Accompanied by the sounds of thunder and fire from the heavens, Xu Qing was actually shaken awake. But when she opened her eyes, she found herself wearing a red wedding dress, lying on the ground, and not far away was an ancient, elegant bed. A live reality show was unfolding in full swing, and he remained calm. Wait, what's going on? Did I get transported into a period drama? And these two actors actually have pretty good figures. Hold on, Second Master. Be careful of the child. The plot is really heavy-handed. Having an affair in the bride's wedding chamber is one thing, but it's actually the groom and a pregnant married woman at fault. Wait a minute, why does this plot feel so familiar? The groom drugs the bride and has an affair with the bride's pregnant maid who came as part of her dowry. This storyline is exactly the same as the one in The Scheming Concubine, the beloved wife that I stayed up late watching last night. It starts with the male lead, Xie Huai'an, getting married, and the bride is none other than the second daughter of the Marquis of Yong'an's household, Xu Qingyi. All right, I know my role now. But Xie Huai'an doesn't like this dull and uninteresting fiancé of his. He's fond of the personal maid by her side, Jingyan. If this were just a simple story of a favored concubine replacing the wife, Xu Qingyi wouldn't have any particular feelings about it. In the inner quarters of the Marquis's residence, having good food and drink and living like a salted fish is actually quite nice. There's no man to worry about, after all. It's not easy to see a gynecologist in ancient times, and having a useless man sleeping beside you just makes you anxious. Just like in the original story, because of her outstanding looks, she was sent by her husband to someone else's bed, suffered humiliation, became pregnant with a bastard child, and in the end, died from massive bleeding during pregnancy in a foreign land. Thinking about the tragic fate of the cannon fodder first wife in the original story, Xu Qingyi felt her hands and feet go cold, shivering with fear. But how could she escape? The original character was also a pitiful girl unloved by her parents and her maiden family, so divorce was out of the question. That left only the male lead, Xie Huai'an, who had an older brother named Xie Yuanzhi. Unfortunately, Xie Yuanzhi was just a supporting character, and at the start of the story, he had already been in a vegetative state for half a year. If she married this once glorious heir who was now a vegetative patient, it would actually be a pretty good choice. Having made up her mind, Xu Qingyi took advantage of the fact that the two were locked in a fierce fight, quietly got up, and slipped out of the room. Outside the door, Xu Qingyi's dowry maid, Nanny Chang, was standing guard. "Oh dear," she started, but quickly fell silent. "If you dare make a sound, I'll have you sold. Lock the door from the outside and don't come into the bridal chamber. I'm only giving you this one chance." Yes, the servant understands.
Old Madame Qing made the decision for Qingyi. Just now, when Qingyi was awakened by Mingyu in her heart, she saw Second Master Xi and my maidservant doing indecent things on the bed.
What?
I overheard a couple of sentences me maid is even pregnant now. If you don't believe me, you can come and see for yourself. Outrageous! Mingzong, go and take a look right away.
How could that scoundrel Huai'an do such a thing?
Number.
Impossible. Ender would never do that.
It wasn't until a large group of people arrived in a grand procession at the entrance of the heavenly chamber that they realized something was wrong inside. Second Master, something's wrong. Xu Qingyi seems to be missing.
What? Granny Cheng, where is Xu Qingyi?
Granny Zhang took the opportunity to unlock the door, so when Xie Huai'an opened it, he saw his own father leading a group of people over, with Xu Qingyi in a red wedding dress following at the very end. His mind went completely blank.
Wanan, Lady Ding is still outside, and yet you've already undressed. Who's in there? Father, Jin-Yun and I are truly in love. You scoundrel, how could you treat your wife like this? What about Qingyi? How do you expect her to feel? And what about your wife's family? How do you think they will take this?
Oh no. Hanger, that wretched woman insisted tell her to get out here.
Come out! Mother, I won't let you talk like that. Jingyang is pregnant. She's carrying your grandchild.
The Marquis of Pingyang, Ziz, married twice, but had only 2 sons and 1 daughter. After Xingyun fell into a coma, Xie Huai'an became the only remaining heir of the Pingyang Marquisate. Now the heir is extremely precious to the entire household.
I admit my mistakes and will personally go to the Yue family to apologize. But please don't hurt Jinye. He's innocent, I dragged him into this.
And what about Qingyi? The old madam's voice came from behind. How do you plan to apologize to Qingyi? Xie Huai'an looked at Chu Qingyi, and there was still a trace of coldness in his eyes that had not faded.
Of course, it's up to Qingyi. Whatever conditions Qingyi puts forward, I will agree.
But she will demand double in return. Shu Qingyi felt as if she were being watched by a venomous snake.
Qingyi, this matter is indeed Huai'an's fault. You decide how to handle it. Even if you want to let it go, this child can still bring it up. No, you can't touch him, I said. As long as it doesn't hurt Jinyan, anything else is up to you.
My lord, why don't we first hear what Qingyi has to say and let me decide? Really?
Of course.
All right. Second Master and Ji Yun are in love with each other, I just heard it myself. So it turns out that I am not favored by Second Master. In other words, from now on, all I can do is raise the eldest illegitimate son and live out my days. Maybe I won't even be allowed to raise the child as his legitimate mother. He guessed it right again. At least that's what Xie Huai'an thinks. Qingyi, is this something you can decide on? What does Second Master think?
Jinyan's child will not be raised by you.
Now that Shu Qingji has already married in, even if it's blatant bullying, so what? Look, no matter what, I won't have good days ahead. Everyone in the Marquis's residence glares angrily at Xie Huai'an. You've really disappointed, grandmother. Madam, please calm your anger. There is another way to resolve this matter. Since Second Master and I are destined to be a resentful couple no matter what, we might as well not be husband and wife at all. The scene erupts in an uproar.
Separation is impossible. This would be a scandal.
This isn't just my imagination. I'm going to marry Second Master's elder brother, the heir, Xie Shizi. Everyone is shocked. This is outrageous. Yunzi, you know exactly what's going on. Half a year ago, Xie Yuanzhi was injured on the battlefield and has been in a coma ever since he returned. Besides, you and Huai'an were properly married in a formal ceremony. Everyone knows that the marriage cannot be changed. Second Master has humiliated me like this. How am I supposed to face myself, madam? Even the matriarch, Lady Shu Qing, could feel Xie Huai'an's malice, and she was shivering all over. Madam? Without any further hesitation, he knelt down and said, "If you agree to my request, I am willing to speak on behalf of young Lord Xi." Having him say these things while wearing the shell of a 17 or 18-year-old girl is truly... You speak on behalf of Yunji. Fourth, according to what Qingyi knows, young Lord Xi's current comatose state can be endured. This is what the doctor said. People in a vegetative state can still have physiological responses. The matriarch had also considered marrying Xie Yuanzhi to a wife to continue the family line, but who would be willing to give away their daughter under such circumstances? They looked down on him, and no respectable girl would marry him. But if the matriarch is willing, Qingyi could consummate the marriage with the young lord tonight and secure a legitimate heir. The matriarch was tempted.
Grandmother, Qingyun is my wife, you.
You have the nerve to say...
You can't play favorites with my elder brother.
The eldest son, Xie Yuanzhi, is the Marquis's favorite. Of course he would be tempted.
You want to negotiate terms with me? Fine. If you make that maid lose her child and send her far away, then Qingyi can remain your wife. But that's impossible.
With you acting like this, how can I possibly feel at ease in trusting Qingyi to you?
Huai'an, you are the one at fault in this matter. Since this was Qingyi's own choice, she should stick to it. We can't go back on our word.
Shu Qingyi immediately kowtowed to the Marquis and thanked her father for granting her wish. With just a single sentence from the other party, his fate changed from miserable to full of promise. Nanny, please pack my things and take them to the heir's quarters.
I'll take you to Yunji's courtyard.
Thank you, father. When the Marquis led Shu Qingyi inside, he startled them.
Mingyu, Zixia, this is Shu Qingyi, the second young lady of the Marquis of Yong'an's residence. From today on, she will be Yunji's wife.
What? Mingyue and Zixia were both stunned.
It's a long story. In short, you two should serve her well and not be negligent. From now on, your future mistress will live in Danwai courtyard. For daily matters, you are to follow her instructions.
Yes, Marquis.
Qingyi, father knows you are a good child. Since you have chosen Yunzi yourself, You must take good care of her from now on.
Yes, father?
As for consummating the marriage, I hope you won't try to fool me just to achieve your own goals. You should know that the old madam and I place great importance on Yuanzhi having an heir. Even if it weren't you, we would eventually find him a wife.
That's all I had to say. After finishing his instructions, the Marquis turned and left. Miss, I'm sorry. I was called away after just a few words earlier and ended up delaying your matters. It's fine, it didn't cause any trouble. Marrying the heir is even better. Su Ye, go prepare some hot water, I want to take a bath. Ming Yu, Zishao, please come over and tell me about the heir.
I wouldn't dare.
Ming Yue and Zishao hurried over.
Young madam, don't be afraid. The air is clean and doesn't smell of medicine.
All right. Shu Qingyi wasn't afraid at all. She walked straight to the bedside and sat down. She glanced at the book's description of the dashing general in splendid clothes and on a spirited horse, a man with such striking features that he was unforgettable at first sight. Even while ill, he looked so handsome it was hard to imagine how stunning he must have been at his peak. Tonight, I will attend to the heir by myself. Ming Yue and Zixiao were stunned, blushed, and lowered their heads.
Yes.
They quietly explained things to pay attention to when caring for the heir. Young madam, hot water is ready. You two stay here and watch over the young master for now. Wait until I return before you go out and wait.
Yes.
The bathhouse.
Miss, why do you insist on doing this?
Marrying a young master who is practically a cripple will ruin the rest of your life.
What happened between Second Master Xian and Du Jiyun is indeed infuriating, but you are the legitimate wife after all. Controlling the concubines in the future will be a piece of cake for you. I've also heard that the young master has 3 adopted sons. Becoming a stepmother is not as easy as it sounds.
Nanny, believe me, this is truly the best choice. If I really married Second Master Z, my good days would be over. Just wait and see, you'll understand in time. Someone who could poison me, can you really feel at ease letting me lie beside him? Anyway, I don't feel at ease. As for Nanny Chang, she actually feels guilty in her heart. She wasn't sent away by someone else, it was Shu Qingyi herself who made her go to the banquet. If she failed once, she would never be used again and would be sold off. After Shu Qingyi was released from prison, the maid wanted to help her put on her blood-stained trousers, but she just glanced over and said it wasn't necessary, a robe would do. Everyone fell silent. They all knew that tonight, the young lady was going to consummate her marriage with the heir apparent. Giving it to the heir apparent Yan Si, who was useless as a blind man, was truly humiliating. But Shu Qingyi felt no humiliation, it was simply mutual need. She sent someone to dismiss Ming Yue and Zixiao, letting them leave, then went over herself. If the other party knew her wedding night would begin so hastily, who knows what he would think when he wakes up? He probably won't care for me. His bride brought in just to ward off bad luck. There's no need to take off my clothes, just a little movement will do. What a hassle. Then Shu Qingyi started to worry, could the heir apparent really manage it? Could he be an example of someone who just can't do it? If that's the case, then my whole plan will fall apart. I wonder if this marriage is doomed to fail. With a nervous heart, he patiently tested could the heir apparent really do it or not? It wasn't until she confirmed that the heir apparent was indeed very capable that Shu Qingyi couldn't help but blush. She couldn't tell if she felt relieved or disappointed. After preparing herself mentally for quite a while, she finally moved closer. Shu Qingyi bit her lip, completely casting aside her shame. She told herself to just treat it as entertaining herself, no big deal, really. It was just that. The object of her self-entertainment wasn't a toy, but merely a vegetative person. She told herself it was just self-entertainment. Actually, there are still some differences. At the very least, when entertaining herself, she could decide when to stop. But when consummating the marriage with the heir, the initiative to end things was entirely in his hands. And there was no way to hurry him up. Shu Qingyi felt this was unscientific. Wasn't it said that men who haven't had it for a long time would finish as soon as they touch someone? As for Prince Zhao, it's been at least half a year since he last relieved himself, right? How could he still be so formidable? Whenever something happened, he always had hot water prepared. The maids and older attendants were all holding their breath, waiting for their mistress's summons. A long time had already passed, and Nanny Nai couldn't help but feel a bit worried. No one knew how much more time went by before the young lady's charming voice finally came from inside. "Ah, Nanny? Come in." Nanny Nai, full of concern, hurried inside to attend to her. At this moment, Shu Qingyi had already rested for a while. lying on the heir's chest, but her body was still limp, like a puddle of mud. As Nanny Nai helped her to the bath, she felt as if her legs were floating. Suya carefully gathered up the handkerchiefs behind them. After tonight, the young lady would be the rightful wife of the heir, the young madam. After the young madam left, Mingyu and Zixiao quickly went in to attend to the heir. At first glance, when they saw those marks, both of them blushed deeply and quickly asked Suye to hand the handkerchiefs over to the old madam's personal nanny. The sharp-eyed nanny took one look around the heir's room and immediately knew that the marriage had indeed been consummated. She then respectfully said to Shu Qingyi,
Young madam, you've had a hard night. I will go and report to the old madam right away.
As for how much Shu Qingyi has done for the heir, the old madam is truly grateful from the bottom of her heart. You just need to go back to the courtyard and pass on a message to the maids there's no need to trouble her. Tomorrow, when she serves tea, she can take her time and doesn't need to get up too early. Yes.
Young madam, just now the old madam's nanny came to deliver a message, saying that you can take your time serving tea tomorrow.
Shu Qingyi responded brightly. It seems she's already won the first round. Shu Qing also really enjoys this. Having a husband, but also kind of not having one, is actually pretty nice. Mother, it's getting late. Should I send someone to hurry him along? As soon as she finished speaking, she noticed that both the Marquis and the old madam's expressions had darkened. Madame Qin realized she had said something wrong and quickly shut her mouth. The young madam has arrived. Lord Shu came to the main hall, knelt to pay respects to his elders and said, Qingyi greets grandmother. Greetings to father and mother. Qingyi is late and has kept everyone waiting. I truly apologize. It's all right. You were frightened yesterday. Are you comfortable staying in Yunji's courtyard? It's no different from being at my parents' home. For a moment, everyone laughed. Xie Huai'an discreetly sized up the other person, his gaze full of indifference and disdain. But he couldn't tell if it was just his imagination he kept feeling, that this usually dull and quiet woman seemed to have changed, becoming more lively, vibrant, and possessing a feminine charm she never had before. Thinking that this newfound femininity might have been given by his elder brother, Xie Huai'an couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions, his mood growing even worse.
Sister-in-law.
Shu Yuqing maintained her usual calm smile and exchanged a greeting gift with her second brother. Xie Huai'an gave a slight bow.
Ah, sister-in-law, I was too reckless before and treated you disrespectfully. I'm sorry.
Shu Qingyi looked at his head in silence.
Jin Yun is your maid.
Huai'an. What a great day! Let's talk about it later. Do you have to say it now?
Sorry, Grandma.
He just wants to get Du Jianyuan's contract of indenture. Otherwise, he has no way to become Xie Huai'an's concubine in a proper and legitimate manner. A concubine is even lower than a maid. Even though you were easily married off to your eldest brother, that doesn't mean your mistakes can just be written off. Go to the ancestral hall now, kneel, and reflect properly on where you went wrong.
Grandmother.
If you dare say another word, I'll have that maid kneel outside the ancestral hall with you.
Father, please calm your anger. I will go kneel right away.
Now Xie Huai'an finally behaved himself. He truly had genuine feelings for Du Jinyun and was afraid that the others would harm her. In the end, it was Xie Yuanzhi's 3 children who came over to kowtow to Su Qingyi. Zhang Zilin, the eldest brother, is 12 years old. He knelt down in a very proper manner, kowtowed, and after calling out, "Mother," she lowered her eyes and said nothing more. Linji is truly handsome. Then he presented a meeting gift set of the 4 treasures of the study. Thank you, Mother. The second son, Genji, thanked his mother as well. I am Zhenge. Full name, Ji Zhen, and I am 8 years old this year. Zhenge is really solid and sturdy. Zhenge gave an awkward smile, looking a bit shy. Everyone else says he's chubby, but only Mother says he's solid.
Mother, I am Hengech, and I am 4 years old this year.
Shu Qingyi laughed, bending to pick up skinny Hongge. Hongge is a good boy. She put a longevity locket around his neck. This locket from your mother will lock all of Hengge's good fortune onto him. The scene's warmth and happiness brought the old madam to tears, a mix of joy and sorrow. She wiped her eyes, thinking, if only my eldest grandson could wake up, it would be perfect. She asked, where have the children been raised? Everyone looked at Madame Qin. It was clear she raised the 3 brothers. They have all been in my courtyard, she replied. Is that so? Hunga, would you like to come live in your mother's courtyard? Hunga's bright, lively eyes lit up. He nodded repeatedly, but then, feeling a bit scared, lowered his head and leaned into Xu Qingyi's arms, not daring to speak anymore. Qin didn't like her stepson Xie Yuanzhi, so as for the 3 adopted sons left behind by Xie Yuanzhi, it was already good enough that she didn't mistreat them. It seems Hunga really likes his mother. Since grandmother, you are now easily the wife of the heir. You should help your husband take care of the 3 children. Why not have her move into my courtyard to live? What do you think? Qin Shi was displeased at heart. That's how it should be. You are their mother, so naturally you should be the one to take care of them. I'll have someone arrange the move in a bit.
Mother, won't this affect your rest and recovery during pregnancy?
It's better to have a lively atmosphere. Who knows? Maybe this joy and bustle will wake Yunji up. Qinshi realized she was ignored and grew frustrated, but she let it go. She had grown impatient with taking care of Xie Yuanzhi's adopted son, Heng Ge. When he heard he could move into his mother's courtyard, his face lit up with genuine happiness. Zhen Ge was also happy because their grandmother didn't like her and always complained about her weight. Lin Ge, who was standing at the back, didn't have any particular feelings about it. After all, with their father in his current state, there was no one left to support them. No matter where they lived, they were just relying on the charity of others. From now on, all 3 brothers will be living here. Tell them to prepare more food supplies, and if there isn't enough, go out and buy more right away. Young madam, does Heng Ge want to go see father? If you do, then let's go visit him.
All right. Moye, greet the young madam. Young master, greet young master Heng.
I brought Henga over to see his father. Is the heir doing all right? Has he eaten this morning?
Replying to young madam. He ate this morning, but the heir needs to eat smaller meals more frequently. So,
Guo Angqi, lead the way inside. There are still some freshly delivered foods placed inside. All right? You 2 go ahead and feed him. I'll watch and learn from the side.
yes ma'am.
The 2 young attendants looked a bit dazed. Was the young madam really going to personally feed the heir? The scene of the heir eating after falling unconscious was not very pleasant to watch, and they were both afraid the young madam would find it distasteful. No matter how glorious the heir was in the past, now that he's fallen, he's fallen. People are always realistic. Don't be afraid when your little brother is sick. He's just like someone who's fallen asleep will wake up eventually. When Heng first saw his father in a coma, it seemed to scare Shuqing at first, so she quickly comforted him. Heng held his mother's hand and nodded obediently. Go ahead, touch your father's face and call out to him by his ear. Heng walked carefully to the bedside and gently touched his sleeping father.
Father, it's me, Heng. Are you sick? I wish I could.
All right, come back now. Father needs to eat. We'll just watch from the side. In a daze, Xie Yuanzhi vaguely heard a familiar voice calling him father.
Who is it?
It felt like he was dreaming, his mind still muddled. Gradually, Xie Yuanzhi regained consciousness. But he realized that while he could still feel with his senses, his body couldn't move at all.
What's going on?
It seemed his injuries were quite serious, but fortunately he had managed to keep his life.
Your Highness, Mo Yan is here to assist you with your meal.
Guangqi helped Xie Yuanzhi up and let the prince lean against the headboard. Then, prying open his mouth, Mo Yan used a spoon to feed him some liquid food, sending it deep into the prince's throat so that he could swallow it on his own.
I have no idea how long I was unconscious.
Since consciousness can still be regained, it means the body is slowly getting better. There might even be a chance for recovery. Young madam, are you inside? Young Master Heng's meal has been delivered. Ah, I'm here. You all take good care of the prince. I'll take Heng Ge to have his meal first.
All right, please don't worry, young madam.
Xie Yuan has agreed, my lord.
What, young madam?
Xie Yuanzhi isn't a foolish person. He quickly figured it out perhaps during the time he lost consciousness. His elders arranged a marriage for him. Heng, are you hungry? Heng stared at the food on his mother's table, swallowed hard and nodded, his face full of longing. Then sit down and eat, little mouse. Heng reached out his small hands, startling the nanny who was standing by his mother, ready to serve him. She then saw her mistress pick up Heng and sit him down on her lap. In a wealthy household, when does the lady of the house ever raise her child like this? Heng thought. Isn't it tiring to eat like this? He panicked, wondering if he would be kicked out of his mother's courtyard if he made her angry. Thinking this, Heng suddenly started to shed golden tears. Because he didn't want to go back to his grandmother's courtyard, he liked his mother as she was now. What's wrong? This is our Heng, why are you crying? Hearing his mother coax him so gently, Heng became uncertain again. Could it be that mother isn't angry?
Mother, do you truly believe that Heng hasn't learned the rules well enough yet?
Heng, you are very careful. Heng, your manners are very good. Mother is very pleased with you. She really likes you. To make her point even more convincing, she even leaned in and kissed Heng's cheek. Heng just stood there, dumbfounded, unable to react for a long time. What she meant by what she just said was that you don't have to be so nervous, your manners are already good enough. In Mother's courtyard, you can relax a little. Heng looked as if he half understood, half didn't, trying to appear calm. No one had ever spoken to him so gently, telling him he was doing well. Receiving this praise, Heng finally relaxed a little.
Mother, I finished my drink.
Shu Qingyi gave him a big thumbs up. Good boy. If you're sleepy, go to bed.
I won't think about it. Almost 50 now. I have to go through 5 doors before I can sleep. That's the rule.
You can go to sleep now. Nanny Dai, the room on Henge's side probably hasn't been tidied up yet, so just bring Henge to sleep on my bed first. Once you arrive at Danwai Courtyard, you have to follow the rules here. Do your job well from now on. Thank you, young madam. Nanny Kai, who was in charge of serving Henge during lunch, said, Young madam, it's time for lunch. I carried Henge to have lunch, and after eating half his meal, he went to sleep. No need to disturb him. But, young madam, this isn't according to the rules. The old madam said, Hengener is just a child eating smaller meals more frequently, and sleeping a lot is natural for children. If the situation doesn't allow, there's no need to stick to the rules. Shu Qingyin was rolling her eyes inwardly. Don't they know that a child's physical and brain development are closely related to sleep? No wonder after 3 years of raising them, they're still so dark and skinny. If they keep following Qinshi's way of raising them, all 3 children will end up wasted.
Young madam, please don't make things difficult for this servant. I'm just following orders. If madam blames me, I won't be able to explain myself.
Nanny Kai, you are now part of my household, so you should follow my orders. If your loyalty lies only with madam, then you can just go back to where you came from. I don't need you to serve me here.
Young madam, that's not exactly what I truly meant to convey.
The young madam looks so gentle, but I didn't expect her to be so strong-willed. Then do as I said.
Yes.
Where's Henge? Henge got up early this morning, then went back to eat half a meal and fell asleep again. Oh dear, that won't do at all. There's no discipline in that. Qingyi, you might not know, but the Marquis Manor has its own rules, established by the late Dowager Madam. She was born into the Lai family of Longxi, who are strict about rules. I see, that's how it is. Now that I know, I'll be sure to follow the example of everyone else in the household. Qinshi thought she had given in, and finally smiled. The old madam spoke. Upon hearing this, everyone stood up. The old madam also noticed that Henge was absent, and asked about him specifically, but said it was fine children should sleep when they need to. After the old madam picked up her chopsticks, Shu Qingyi began to eat without reservation, and at the same time helped her 2 brothers to some more food. When Wang Jie saw the meat in her bowl, she was as excited as a cat seeing fish and exclaimed, Thank you, mother. Ever since she had gained weight, grandmother had forbidden her from eating meat. She was never full at meals, and would then desperately eat snacks and pastries. Not only did this fail to help her lose weight, but she actually became even heavier. Lin Jie, on the other hand, looked at the meat in his own bowl and frowned, quite different from his younger brother. He didn't like eating meat. After hesitating for a moment, he picked up the meat and gave it to his younger brother. This future little power broker is so aloof he doesn't act like a child at all. Lin Jie, if you don't eat meat, you won't grow tall. You don't want to end up short, do you? Linen, Ji's expression immediately turned sour. Not grow tall? What does that have to do with eating meat? Don't doubt it, it really does have to do with eating meat. Just look at Zheng Ge, who loves eating meat. Look how tall he is. As she spoke, another piece of meat appeared in Lin Jenner's bowl, even though he still didn't want to eat it. But thinking about how not growing tall would make him look bad, he didn't throw it to his younger brother or mother again. That's enough. I'm full. I'm too fat. I can't eat any more meat. If you want to eat, just eat. Shu Qingyi kept adding more for her, saying, Who says being too fat means you can't eat more meat? It's fine. Eat your fill and then lose weight later. Zhuang Jenner's mouth formed a perfect O. It was the first time she'd ever heard something like that, but it actually makes a lot of sense. What mother says is always right. She nodded happily. Linga glanced sideways, secretly wondering whether this woman was truly good to his younger brother, or if she had ulterior motives. Qingyi, Jingye really shouldn't eat so much meat. She needs to show some restraint. Yes, she's only 8 years old. If she keeps gaining weight like this, it'll be a problem. Grandmother and mother don't realize this. Genja didn't get fat from eating meat. Everyone at the table looked puzzled. Genja got fat from eating snacks and pastries, as well as all kinds of sweet milk and soy milk. Jenny, sitting nearby, widened her eyes in surprise, wondering how Shu Qingyi knew she often ate those things. Can you still eat snacks and pastries? For people who are prone to gaining weight, well, a little bit won't make you fat, but eating a lot definitely will. Zhong'e lowered her head in shame, her nose tingling with emotion. Tears fell into her bowl. But this wasn't really Jenga's fault. Shu Qingyi patted Jenga's head. Jenga couldn't get enough to eat at the table, so she would end up eating a lot of snacks and treats in private. Everyone else remained calm, thinking Shu Qingyi's words were nonsense. Only aquatic foods could fill you up. At Jenga's age, she was still growing, and if she couldn't get meat at every meal, she'd soon be hungry again. But she didn't dare go to the kitchen to ask for more food. If she doesn't eat snacks, what else is she to eat? Isn't that right, Genj? Genj nodded, then sobbed, soon crying loudly. She didn't know why. She'd never cried from hunger. But today, her mother's concern made her weep. Faces around the table paled, then turned ashen. The old madam's expression darkened, as it seemed she didn't care for Xie Yuanzhi's child. She scolded, Mingzong's wife. I asked you to look after the Karsic child, and this is how you care for her. Oh dear, Jenya is something. If hungry, why didn't she say so? If she'd made any sound, would the Marquis's household have let her go hungry? Enough. Qin, you're shirking responsibility again. Is this the child's fault? Shu Yuqing picked up her chopsticks, continued eating leisurely. As she ate, she chatted with the children, and Jen stopped crying. Once calm, she looked at her mother with admiration, feeling her mother was truly amazing, not even afraid of her grandmother, and even put her grandmother in her place. Lian Gi saw the outcome. A glint flashed in his eyes. For now, it seemed, it was their mother who was protecting the brothers. Mother, is what you just said true? If I stop eating snacks, will I really lose weight? Of course it's true. And if you add some proper exercise, like practicing boxing or running laps, you'll definitely slim down. Oh, that's great. Now that Jenne had his mother, for the first time he experienced what it felt like to have someone to rely on. Tian, are you sleepy? Your younger brother is sleeping in the inner room. If you're tired, you can sleep on the soft couch. I'm not sleepy. I want to go see father, is that okay? Of course it is. Why don't you ask your eldest brother to come along too? Okay, I'll go call him. Big brother, let's go see father. Come on, mother asked me to come get you so we could go together. Zhang said he was going back to look for Shu Qingyi. Lin didn't comment and walked straight toward their father's room, so Jen had no choice but to go find Shu Qingyi by himself.
Young Master Lin is here. Your son has come to see you.
Xie Yuanzhi was moved and emotional. It was Lin's voice. What troubled him was Lin, as a child, was never close to anyone.
Father, you got married yesterday.
Upon hearing this, Xie Yuanzhi was surprised. So it was just yesterday that he got married?
The other party was the second young lady of the Yong'anhu residence, whose given name was Shu Qingyi. She was originally second uncle's fiancée, and it was also second uncle who married her in the ceremony.
She recounted everything in detail, but there was a pent-up anger in her heart. She felt her father had the right to know. Guanqi and Mo Yan exchanged glances and quietly went out to keep watch. However, as soon as he walked around the screen, he came face to face with Shu Qingyi. Seeing his embarrassment, Shu Qingyi felt even more awkward. She had just arrived and already heard Jizi speaking ill of her. What could she do? Shu Qingyi's face was even more panicked than the other person's. Meanwhile, on the other side, although Xie Yuanzhi's heart wasn't exactly in turmoil, he was indeed very surprised his own wife turned out to be his second brother's fiancée.
Second uncle doesn't like her. Second uncle likes the maid by her side. That maid was pregnant.
Speaking of this, I also think second uncle was really a scoundrel.
Before the wedding, that maid was already pregnant. Second uncle was very fond of her, and...
When did second brother become like this?
In his memory, second brother was still a cheerful and innocent young man. The young servants had just heard this gossip too, listening with great interest. Zhen Gi widened his eyes in surprise. Half understanding, half confused, the next bit of gossip was even juicier. Shu Qingyi quickly covered Zheng Jie's ears. Kids shouldn't hear this.
Last night in the bridal chamber,
second uncle drugged the bride and was with the maid, called by grandmother and grandfather.
Xie Yuanzhi's face was full of exclamation marks, and the other onlookers looked just as shocked.
Second uncle's wife found out and asked great-grandmother to switch the marriage partner. You become the groom. At first, great-grandmother refused. The other side promised to speak on your behalf for the Imperial examination. She agreed.
All of this information was only discovered by him today. Xie Yuanzhi was once again utterly shocked. What was Brother Lin talking about? What Yan? What Xi? He couldn't even move a finger, so how could he take the Imperial exam? After Brother Lin finished speaking, he suddenly didn't find Shu Qing so unpleasant anymore. Shu Qing was a bit stunned after all. Second uncle and that treacherous maid were truly disgusting.
Congratulations. If we had a younger sibling, that would be good too. We'd take good care of her.
Xie Yuanzhi felt conflicted. Your father can't even move. Where would a younger brother or sister come from?
The young madam will be here soon.
Lian Gei immediately shut her mouth and stood quietly to the side. If Shu Qingyi hadn't heard it with her own ears, she really wouldn't have believed how chatty she could be. Xie Yuanzhi just felt a little ball of flesh pressing against her hand. She didn't even have to look to know it was Zhenge. Zhen had gotten chubbier again. Father, I have a mother now. Big brother doesn't seem to like mother and even tattled, but he does like mother being good to me and my little brother. Xie Yuanzhi was taken aback for a moment, then understood. It seemed that Madame Xin was not difficult to get along with. It's just that Linger is naturally outspoken and has quite a few complaints about others. We just finished lunch. My younger brother is sleeping on mother's bed. Grandfather is busy and left. Second uncle. Second uncle was punished by great-grandmother to kneel in the ancestral hall. Shu Qingyi twitched the corner of her mouth so. Jen Jenner is also quite a chatterbox. We've moved to Danwai Courtyard now, and the house we're living in is big and nice, but grandmother doesn't treat us well and won't even let me eat meat. Mother would never do that. Dion, when will you wake up?
Father also hopes to wake up and take good care of you all.
All right, I'm done talking. Zhen Gen glanced back at Shu Qingyi's mother. It's your turn now, isn't it? Does everyone really have to play this game? He didn't really have anything to say, but Zhen Gi insisted on dragging him over. Your Highness, I am Yun from Qingyi County. I just felt someone approach and caught a faint, delicate fragrance at the tip of my nose. Although marrying you was unexpected, and we went through many twists and turns, perhaps this is fate's arrangement. Now that Qingyi has become your wife, she will fulfill her duties faithfully. You can rest assured about this. She really does sound reasonable and understanding. Xie Yuanzhi felt a bit more at ease. All three children are very adorable. Lingen is clever, Zhengen is lively, and Hengen is obedient. I really like them. I will treat them as if they were my own children, and no matter what happens in the future, I will never abandon them. Mother, I also like that you'll never abandon us. Zhengen happily hugged Shu Qingyi's arm. Lingen and Xie Yuanzhi were speechless. All right, everyone go back and rest. It's rare for you to have a day off, and you still have school tomorrow.
Sis, I'm leaving now. I'll come visit you again next time.
Anyone could see how indifferent he was toward Shu Qingyi. Guanqi and Moyan were a bit worried. Young Master Lin, this alley is too cold. Mother, I don't want to go back to my own room. Can I stay in your room? Shu Yuqing gently stroked her hair. Let's go. Ask if there's a carpenter in the residence. If there is, bring one back. Young madam, after all, the true mistress of the Marquis's household is the wife of the master. If you're thinking long-term, you can't rely on the old madam for everything. If you do, you'll only end up at odds with the madam more and more. Nanny Nan, the fact that the madam and I are destined not to get along isn't something that can be changed by how I treat her, whether good or bad, because I am the heir's wife. Nanny was left speechless. Sigh, this old servant spoke out of turn. As long as you have your own judgment, that's what matters. You weren't being meddlesome. Your advice does make sense. But this mother-in-law just isn't worth it. If I had a better mother-in-law, of course the family would be harmonious and everything would prosper. All right, then I'll go take care of it. After Nanny and I left, Nanny Chang asked to see me. As soon as she came in, she knelt down. Young madam, I beg you, please don't sell me. I know I was wrong. I'll kowtow and beg for your forgiveness. You were disloyal to me. I won't keep you, but if you don't want to leave the residence, you can go and beg Du Jingyun to see if she's willing to keep you. If she agrees to let you serve in her quarters, then you'll still be of some use to me. Nanny Chang thought for a moment, understood, and gritted her teeth. Yes, young madam. This servant will go and try. Du Jianyuan was in a good mood. The plan had gone smoothly, after all. The second master had no official wife, so his household reigned supreme in the inner courtyard. The more Du Jianyuan thought about it, the happier she became. Jianyuan. Miss, if you're not properly attending to your own master, what are you doing here with me? The young madam said that since you're always in the residence and I'm closest to you, she sent me to serve you. He's found out about you. Madam Chang shook her head and quickly denied it, saying, No, the young madam is simple and soft-hearted. I just said a few words and managed to brush it off. All right, then you can stay, she said. Madam Chang let out a sigh of relief, thinking to herself that following Du Jianyuan in the future might not be a bad thing. She really did consummate the marriage with the heir, didn't she?
Madam, just now Chen, who serves the young madam, came. She wanted a carpenter, saying it was to make toys for young Master Heng.
That's wonderful. Heng is already 4 years old. It's about time he started playing with bigger toys.
I'm afraid young Master Heng has grown this big without ever touching a single toy. The young madam asked the nanny to tidy up at young Master Heng's place, but she couldn't find a single toy.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid madam has never prepared any toys for young Master Heng.
Jen's situation proves it's not a matter of whether the Marquise's household can afford it or not. It's clearly that the Marchioness doesn't care. Outrageous. That Qin woman? She actually dared to deceive me and the Marquis for so long. She's always putting on a show, and I even thought she was a loving grandmother.
If it weren't for the young madam marrying in, we would never have known how the 3 young masters were really living in private.
The Marquis and I are also to blame.
We trusted Jin too much.
I'm afraid the 3 children have suffered a lot in private, but they never told them. They have let down Xie Yuanzhi's trust. Go check if Lin is still studying, and while you're at it, bring him some tea and a meal. Tell the kitchen to make it more refined, and don't just throw together some perfunctory snacks.
Yes.
Prepare 3 portions and 2 to the main house as well.
Young Master Lin, Madam asked me to bring this to you. Please enjoy.
Lin Gei was reading, and without looking up, he simply responded with a hum. After Luer had walked away, Lin Zhen finally put down his book, glanced at the lavish spread on the table, and fell into contemplation. Back in the Marchioness's courtyard, he never enjoyed such treatment. Now, with Shu Qingyi taking the initiative to have things sent over, Lin Gei would have a little himself, and give most of it as a reward to the maids and nannies who served him closely. Young Master Lin, are we finally going to have good days ahead? The young madam is really good to you. She's also very good to the other 2 young masters. I heard the 2 young masters spent the whole afternoon in the main house.
Be cautious and don't speak carelessly.
Yes, young madam. Zheng heir is really going to the academy tomorrow, but she hasn't finished her calligraphy yet. I'll go fetch Zheng heir to practice her calligraphy. Su Yan, go look for the young masters.
Ah. Sure enough, after a while, Suya came back leading 2 little mud-covered children. Shu Qingyi was momentarily stunned as she looked at the 2 little painted-faced cats. The Zhen brothers had been playing so happily just now that they'd completely forgotten about behaving themselves. Mother, I'm sorry, we got our clothes dirty. Usually, Madame Hu doesn't allow us to play with Mute every time she caught us. She'd smack our hands. So after that, we didn't dare anymore. Mother, you can punish me. Don't hit my little brother.
No, it wasn't him. It was me. I was the one who wanted to play, Mother. If you have to punish someone, punish me.
She raised her hand and gently tapped each of the brothers' hands in turn. All right, that's it. I'm done. The 2 children were stunned. Was that really a punishment? It didn't hurt at all. Grandma never punished them like this before. When Grandma punished them, she would use a ruler. I'm just joking with you. Who would really want to hit you? If your clothes get dirty, then they're dirty. Just change into a clean set. Why would I punish you for that? Zhang Gei isn't foolish either. He had long noticed that his mother was different from Lady Hu. Thank Mother, but don't thank me just yet. You haven't finished your calligraphy practice, have you? Go back with Nanny, change your clothes, and finish your writing properly. Zhen's round face immediately fell.
Zhen Jie, you don't want to go back and practice your writing?
No, that's not it. I'll go back and write right away. Take Heng. Get her back as well to bathe and change clothes and take good care of them. Dirty little Henge stayed in the nanny's arms, a bit reluctant to take his eyes off Shu Qingyi. The nanny and the maids washed Henge clean and then brought him over to Shu Qingyi. This time, it was Henge who asked to come himself.
Mother, I finished my bath.
Yes, let me see if you smell nice. Hongye quickly brought his little face closer, and if you looked closely, you could see he was a bit nervous, was worried he might not smell good. She really does smell nice. They must have used several pounds of scented soap. It even seemed like his skin had gotten a bit fairer.
Young Master Heng has always been dark since he was little.
Nanny Kai, don't say things like that anymore.
Young madam, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just joking.
That's not acceptable either. I'm telling you, and you still dare to argue? You clearly don't truly respect Hongye from your heart. It's wrong to gossip about your master, no matter what. Don't think you're superior just because you nursed Gare. Go and reflect carefully on what I've said. If you can't figure it out, take it back to where it came from. Nanny Kai does tend to act like she's half a mistress, just because she nursed Hengare and has some standing. She thinks of herself as a young madam. After Nanny Kai left, Shu Qingyi lifted Hengare's little face. Thankfully, he held it together and didn't cry this time. Henge, I lost my temper. Are you upset with your nanny? Hengare quickly shook her head, looking even more afraid that Shu Qingyi would be angry. She threw herself into Shu Qingyi's arms and said,
Mother, don't be angry. I don't like Nanny. I like Mother.
Why don't you like your nanny? Is she not good to you?
I really like Mother.
I know. Mother likes you too.
I'm not good looking.
Who said you're not good looking? It was right to advise Nanny Kano even such a little child is anxious about her looks. You just haven't grown up yet. You'll be beautiful when you're older. Come on, let's go find your second brother for dinner, Zheng Gare. You finished your calligraphy, and Zheng Gare was startled. My mother hid the book away quickly, but Shu Qingyi still saw it and reached out to me, asking to see what book it was. She timidly handed the book over. A travelogue? Where did you get this kind of book? Reading this won't turn you bad. I took it from Father's study. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have taken things without asking. It's all right. Liking to read is a good thing. Reading more books allows you to know about the world without even leaving your home. But you need to prioritize if you haven't finished your calligraphy. You shouldn't be reading leisure books. What if the teacher scolds you in class tomorrow? Zheng Zhen wanted to say something, but hesitated. If you have something to say, just say it. I'm not unreasonable. Right or wrong aside, you're allowed to express any opinion. The teacher doesn't like me anyway, and I don't care. Whether I write or not, he doesn't care at all. Not only at the Academy no one cares about his studies, and at the Marquise's residence, he doesn't have a mother. I'm really not cut out for studying. Anyway, they've all given up on me. I don't want to study either. But if you don't study, you haven't even learned all the characters yet. How will you be able to read the books you want to read in the future? Even to be a general, you still need to be literate. Even if you don't like studying, at the very least you need to learn all the characters. From now on, just study with the goal of learning to read. Once you've learned all the characters, you'll have graduated. Zhang Ge was a bit confused, vaguely understood something, but couldn't quite believe it. Was his mother really saying she wouldn't force him to excel at his studies? That was just unbelievable, truly. What are you thinking about? You're not thinking that I've given up on you too, are you? Zheng Ge looked up at Shu Qingyi. Wasn't that the case? Of course not. As the saying goes, you should teach according to a person's abilities. Since you're not cut out for studying, why would I keep forcing you to do it? Does that really help? Zhen didn't feel comforted at all. Wasn't his mother just implying that he was useless? There are so many heirs in the world, but how many of them actually succeed? If you think like that, does it mean that those who don't pass the exams shouldn't go on living? Everyone is born with their own talents. Just because you're not good at studying doesn't mean you don't have gifts in other areas. But I don't have any other talents either. This child, Shu Qingyi, pinched his cheek and comforted him. You're only 8 years old. Now's not the time to be thinking about all that. Listen to me, just put those thoughts aside for now and we'll talk about it later. You're definitely going to have a bright future. I haven't given up on you. Just like I haven't given up on eating meat, I could never give up on such a promising key talent like you. How could Shu Qingyi possibly give up? She's still counting on Zhengge to take care of her in her old age. Mom, I understand. Shu Qingyi smiled, soothing. A child really does require some sweet talk. Come on, let's go pick up your big brother. Yes, young Master Lin and young Madam have brought Zhang and Heng to see you. They want to have dinner with you. Big brother, mother? Shu Yuqing smiled, not bothered by his perfunctory attitude. She was even a little flattered. Let's go, Brother Lin. Let's have dinner together.
The Imperial edict for Yunji and Qingyi is issued. The palace sends someone to announce it tomorrow.
That's good. His Majesty still favors Tang Shiyun. The old woman was relieved. With the Imperial marriage edict, there won't be any more rumors. Qingyi has been unfilial, making father run around so much.
As long as you and Yunji are well, that's enough. As for Huai'an's marriage, you can start looking for a match. All right.
I'm just afraid that with Huai'an's reputation, it will be hard to find a good girl for him. Isn't that all her own doing? Shu Qingyi kept her head down and ate, piling garlic ribs and braised fish chunks into her own bowl, as well as into Zhenjie and Heng Jie's bowls. Zhenge was so moved, he was about to cry, "Mother is so wonderful. From now on, he would be her most loyal follower." Liange was speechless, feeling like his mouth was already overwhelmed with the richness. They had just consummated their marriage last night, so tonight they would rest. Still, as a wife, she had to fulfill her duties. After bathing, Shu Qingyi planned to sit for a while in the heir's room to show her concern.
Young madam, please wait a moment. Please don't go in yet.
Is something wrong? Nothing's wrong, it's just that the heir is feeling a bit tired of things. Liu Yue was helping the family change the sheets, while Ku Shiyun was so embarrassed he wished he could die. After spending a whole day as an invalid, he realized the situation was even worse than he had imagined. He couldn't move a muscle, yet he still needed to eat, drink, and relieve himself as usual, but he had no control over any of it, and had to rely on others to take care of him.
Ah, nothing happened to the young madam. It's just that the young master soiled his clothes, and we're helping her change. Please wait a moment, it won't take long.
Shu Qing immediately understood. What's the big deal about that? You don't have to panic. It's not like I don't know what the prince's situation is, but Zixiao and Mingyu still want to maintain a certain image for the prince. It's my job as his wife to take care of him, so I'm coming in.
Phew.
The lady took a look and saw only diapers on the bed. Why are you so nervous? This is my husband. The two of them smiled bitterly in silence. It's not that they don't trust the young lady's sincerity. Only after taking care of the prince do they know how torturous this is. Shu Qingyi didn't care about them. She rolled up her sleeves and wrung a towel from the basin to wipe the prince's face.
Young madam, let us do it, let us handle it.
Why are you two being so fussy? Are you men or not? Stop talking nonsense and hurry up. Go get clean bedding to change. At this moment, Xie Yuanzhi finally realized that the person wiping him was not a servant. His face immediately grew hot, not out of shyness, but rather from embarrassment. Shu Qingyi was carefully and earnestly wiping him down. But to say he was humiliating the other party would be inaccurate. He was clearly treating the young lord with the respect one would show a boss. With the combined efforts of the three, they quickly changed the bedding and put new pants on the young lord. Is the young lord just going to keep lying there like this? Haven't you ever thought about letting him sit up? Is there anything like a wheelchair that could be used to take the young lord outside for a walk in some sunshine? If he keeps lying here like this, he'll get moldy.
Wheelchair.
The two of them once again looked completely puzzled. Looks like there aren't any wheelchairs yet, huh? In a few days, I'll have a carpenter make a wheelchair. Then we can take the young lord outside to get some sun.
But the doctor said the young lord needs to rest quietly.
Well, the doctor didn't say you couldn't go outside and get some sun. Trust me, sunlight will be good for the young lord's health. Xie Yuan was a bit agitated. He didn't know whether sunlight would help or not, but he was definitely tired of lying in bed. Tomorrow, I'll go ask the old madam for permission. That should be acceptable, right? When the young madam mentioned the old madam, Xiyun couldn't help but feel a deep sense of longing in his heart. It's hard not to feel a bit disappointed. All day today, aside from the sons and Shu Qingyi, who became my wife halfway through, no one else has come by. The young lord's father has been running around all day for our marriage, and finally managed to get an imperial decree from His Majesty. The palace will send someone to announce it tomorrow.
Is that indeed so, then?
How did I end up becoming so chatty? I must have caught it from Zhenjie and the others. But talking is better than just sitting here doing nothing. With that thought in mind, Shu Qingyi kept chattering on. The old madam was so angry she could hardly stand it, and she's been really exhausted these past couple of days. Now she still has to arrange the second brother's wedding, which probably won't be easy. Lucky Heart thought to herself, how could it possibly be easy? The second brother isn't even married yet, and one of the concubines in his house is already pregnant. Seeing this, Zixiao quickly went out and brought in a cup of tea, along with some snacks, sunflower seeds, and candies, looking just like they were about to have a tea party. This kind of meeting treatment is pretty nice. He grabbed a handful of sunflower seeds and started cracking them open without any hesitation. Heng is already 4 years old now, so it's about time. When he starts his education, I was thinking of finding him a tutor.
What?
Heng still hasn't started his education yet. I knew Qin wasn't very attentive, but I didn't expect her to be this careless. At least with Ling, I don't have to worry about his studies. Once he passes the county-level exam, I'll find him an even better teacher. But if he really doesn't like studying, I'm afraid he'll have to take a different path in the future, which might actually be better for him. On this point, Xie Yuanzhi agreed as well. Practicing martial arts can strengthen the body, and even if he doesn't join the military in the future, it will help him stay in shape. Zhang really should pay attention to his physique. It's getting late, Your Highness. I'll go back and think about how to make the wheelchair. You should get some rest early tonight. I heard he's leaving. Xie Yuanzhi was a bit caught off guard, feeling as if they'd barely exchanged a few words. Thank you for your grace, Your Highness.
In the future, if Second Master Xie and a young lady truly fall in love, His Majesty will issue an imperial decree to grant the marriage.
Shu Qingyi almost burst out laughing. That would be wonderful, an imperial decree for a legitimate wife. Let's see how Xie Huai'an and Du Jinyuan would dare to bully her then. Thank you, Your Majesty, for your great kindness. Today, Xie Huai'an was finally released by the Marquis, but his knees were covered in bruises. Second Master, you've suffered. It's all my fault for dragging you into this.
Jinyun, this has nothing to do with you. Don't cry, it's not good for the baby in your belly.
Madam, please let Anna and me talk. You may leave.
Mother.
Yes. Just now an imperial decree arrived from the palace, bestowing marriage upon your eldest brother and Qingyi.
I see.
Your marriage can't be left behind either. His Majesty said that once you find a woman you truly love, he can also bestow a marriage upon you. In the next few days, I'll go out and look for a suitable match for you. I'll definitely find you a good wife. Go back for now.
No need to rush. Something like this just happened in the household, after all.
You're 21, still dragging your feet. Don't think I don't know you're stalling because of that woman.
Mother, please don't say that. Jinyun is a woman I love. I want to wait until she gives birth before marrying her. What's wrong with that?
You.
It's not like I don't intend to marry her.
No, that's not acceptable. I'm going right now to arrange the marriage whenever I find someone. That's when you'll be wed. If you want to protect her, you'd better listen to me. I won't let a woman turn your head and make you favor a concubine over your wife. Enner, please wake up and truly think about what you are doing. If anything unfortunate happens to your elder brother, the entire marquisate will undoubtedly be yours. Do not ruin your own promising future over a mere woman.
Mother, I understand that.
It's all Shu Qingyi's fault. How did she suddenly become so uncontrollable? If Shu Qingyi had obediently played her role as a political pawn, she and Du Jinyuan, then they wouldn't be facing this predicament anymore. Du Jianyuan has come in. Second Master, what did Madam say?
Sigh. Mother wants to find me a suitable and respectable wife. Jinyun, this is inevitable. But don't worry. No matter who my official wife is, the only one I love is you.
I believe Second Master truly cares about me. After a busy day, Shu Qingyi didn't go check in with the heir today, so she picked up her little shadow, Heng Ge, and carried him over. Heng Ge, why don't you stay here and keep your father company for a while, okay? Heng Ge happily agreed, and Xie Yuanzhi was also very pleased. After Heng Ge finished eating, he felt like he had already spent a long time with his father, and he started to miss his mother. So Heng Ge leaned in close to Xie Yuanzhi's ear.
Father, I miss Mother. I'll come see you again next time.
This unfilial son. But he was also quite curious about what Shu Qingyi was busy with.
The young madam returns home tomorrow. So today she came and left in a hurry. In a few days, when things are less busy, she'll visit the young master.
Xie Yuanzhi had actually forgotten about this. Aner. He's not feeling well.
He came out of the ancestral hall last night, rested for a whole day, and still isn't feeling well.
The Marquis looked doubtful, of course, that's not the case. Xie Huai'an was just keeping Du Yunyun company for a meal. Right now, the two of them are being affectionate in the courtyard.
Tomorrow, Qingyi returns to her parents' home. Madam prepared a return gift for her. No, she hasn't.
The Marquis's wife's expression Frozish really had forgotten about this. If they prepare the highest standard return gift now, it's still not too late. Qingyi, in a moment I'll have Yulan take you to the storeroom. Pick out whatever you like. Don't be shy. This is an extra compensation for you. Since there are things to take, Shu Qingyi certainly won't be polite. Thank you very much, Grandmother.
Tomorrow is the return visit. It's better not to take Henger back so easily. After tomorrow, I will personally bring Huai'an's gift and pay a visit, to apologize to our in-laws. As for whether you take Henger back to see your daughter-in-law tomorrow, that's up to you.
Henger really wants to go with Mother. But if Mother doesn't take Henger along, that's perfectly okay too. Henger definitely won't cry. Haha!
Shu Qingyi held her forehead. No wonder people say you can see a person's character by the age of 3. This Hunga's shrewd, merchant-like nature really seems to be innate. So young, yet already full of sly charm. Fine, I'll take you as long as you can finish a whole bowl of rice today. Tomorrow, I'll take you to your grandparents' house. Henge, now motivated, quickly nodded and started eating on his own, holding his bowl. When he heard that his little brother could go with their mother to their grandmother's house, suddenly even the meat in his bowl didn't taste good anymore.
Did not appear.
Lian Gay noticed his second brother's wandering mind and felt both frustrated and disappointed. He was genuinely blushing with anger. He said, "If you behave and go to school tomorrow, I'll take you to our grandparents' house to play when the academy is on break." Zhen, realizing he hadn't been ignored, immediately cheered up again. "Thank you, Mother," he said happily, sneaking a glance at his strict eldest brother, only to find that the latter couldn't even be bothered to look at him. Zhen snorted inwardly, knowing that his eldest brother also thought he was stupid. "Zhen, your brother and I are going to the storeroom. You go back and practice your calligraphy like a good boy, okay?" Watching his mother and younger brother walk away, he suddenly realized something. His mother didn't seem to pay much attention to him, and his eldest brother was the same. He had been giving his eldest brother the cold shoulder first, so his eldest brother ignored him in return. "Don't you like Mother?" Jianling couldn't be bothered to deal with his dim-witted second brother. He thought to himself, "Do you think I'm like you? It's only been a few days and you're already being led around in circles. I actually think Mother is pretty good. She's different from other people. If she were willing to treat me well, I'd be willing to be her son too." He also knew that his eldest brother couldn't be bothered with him, so after saying this, he just walked away. Lingge glanced sideways, seemingly surprised that his usually carefree second brother could say something like that. But he didn't respond, because ever since he was young, he knew that no one could be relied on. He could only depend on himself.
Young madam, all these fabrics are newly arrived and very fashionable right now. You can take some as gifts for your return visit. They're suitable for both madam and miss. I won't take any myself.
There are still plenty of betrothal gifts left unused over there. I just wanted to take a look. Are there any suitable for the young masters? I wonder if their summer clothes have been made yet.
Ah, of course we have fabrics suitable for the young masters. They're right here. Please take a look and choose.
Hanger, take a look for yourself and see which color fabric you like. You've grown up, but you rarely get to choose things for yourself. Whichever one you like, we'll use it to make clothes for you. Pick a few more, and we'll make a couple of outfits for your brothers as well. So gardenia yellow and wisteria purple are both colors he likes, right?
Henge really knows how to write.
Hunga pressed his lips together and smiled.
Young madam, this afternoon I thought carefully about what you said and I figured it out. It truly was my fault before I didn't respect young master enough in my heart. Please punish me, young madam.
Shu Qingyi looked up at Nanny Kai.
Figured out?
Good. From now on, do your best to take care of Henge. You not only need to earn my approval, but also Hung Genera's approval. Do you understand? Nanny Kai's old face flushed with embarrassment.
Young madam, I will definitely change for the better.
All right. Work hard and I won't treat you unfairly. Right now, Henge is quite clingy. Tomorrow, he still needs to accompany me back to my family, so just wait a couple of days before coming to take him. Otherwise, if Nanny Kai gets emotional, she might do something irrational. I plan to observe for a few days.
Yes, young madam.
But there's something else I need to instruct you about. Do you know how to do needlework?
Yes, I do.
I've picked fabric from the storeroom to make clothes for the young masters. Gather maids and nannies who can sew, and over the next couple days lead them in making the clothes.
Yes, young madam. I will make sure to carry out your instructions properly.
Go ahead. What is it?
Mother, do you think...
I'm too clingy? Henge can't understand the subtle hints of adults yet. He only heard his mother say she's clingy. Of course not. I was just looking for an excuse to take you away from Nanny Kai. Henge did understand the sentence. He pressed his lips together and smiled, then slowly snuggled into Shu Qingyi's arms.
Young Master Lin, young madam instructed us to make you some summer clothes. These are specially chosen for you by young madam herself. Besides these two, you can also take a look and see if there's anything else you like.
Li and Zhen glanced at them. It was also the first time he had ever received this kind of treatment.
Anything is fine. I'm not picky.
All right. Then we'll make you a set in each color. Young madam said, the more the better.
Zhang Ge was quite gracious and unreservedly picked out what she liked. Thank my mother for me.
The young madam is generous.
Indeed.
She even rewarded us.
Yes.
With a mistress in our courtyard, everything feels different even. The garden flowers bloom more vibrantly.
Xie Yuanzhi felt grateful. Hearing the lively egg offering ceremony, she also felt happy for some reason.
Has the young madam prepared something for the heir?
The heir must feel a bit embarrassed. Shu Xingye really hadn't considered the heir's share at all. Today is the incense offering ceremony, and tomorrow is the return visit. As for the matter of clothing, it was never mentioned from start to finish. Seeing that he was about to leave, Xiao got anxious and called out,
Young madam,
Is there anything else?
The heir goes through his seasonal clothes rather quickly. Next time, if you see any suitable fabric, you could also make a couple of outfits for him.
Ah, is the heir really short on clothes? Once I return tomorrow, I'll go check the storeroom again. Xie Yuanzhi wishes he could just shut Xiao up. Why bring this up at all?
The young madam has just been too busy these past couple of days. Once she has some free time, I'm sure she'll come spend time with the heir.
Of course. But with the heir like this, I suppose good things never come easy.
They're all looking forward to the arrival of a little heir. If the young madam doesn't get close to the heir, there won't be a little heir. How did Big Sister find the time to come back and think of you? Today is her return to her maiden home, and since she hasn't seen you in a while, she made a special trip to come see you. He's very affectionate. It just so happens I brought Heng with me as Yunji's youngest son. Heng, be good. Quickly greet your aunt. Hello, Auntie. What a good boy Heng is. Here, take this. It's a pancake gift from your aunt. Heng first glanced at Shu Qingyi, and only after getting her nod did he accept it. Thank you, Auntie. Heng really gets along well with second sister. That's Peng, my own son. Shui Qiangye said this with a smile, rubbing Heng's cheek affectionately. To be honest, he didn't have much feeling for Xie Yuanzhi. Well, sleeping with her was just so-so, but he was really fond of her sons. Let's go in. Father and mother are still waiting. Father, mother, your daughter is back. This is Yunji's youngest son, Peng. Wen, call your grandfather and grandmother.
Very good. Greet your grandfather and grandmother. Oh, Yangei, you're so well behaved. Greet your grandmother and she'll give you something tasty. Thank you, grandmother.
Yunji is a man of great character who serves the country and the people. Now that you've married him, take good care of him and manage the household well.
You made a big decision, but what exactly happened at the time? Mother, this really wasn't your daughter's fault. He picked up Heng, who was reaching out to him, and gently recounted everything that had happened that day.
Outrageous. This is simply too much deception.
So, what good could come from marrying Second Master Xi? Instead of watching my husband be useless and constantly fool around with concubines, I might as well marry the heir of the Xi family. Hearing her younger sister's words, Shu Tingyun, standing to the side, felt stung, wondering if her sister was deliberately making a veiled jab at her, since her own husband, the heir of the Duke of Yongguo, was notorious for his womanizing ways. The whole capital knows, but so what? It's still better than being left with nothing. Second sister is just naive. No matter how useless Second Master Xi is, he will still be the master of the Marquis household. When that time comes, you and your children will be left alone. Eldest sister truly worries about you. Isn't that right? Everything your eldest sister has taught you over the years has gone to waste. No matter how much she dotes on the concubines, at most they'll give birth to a few illegitimate sons and daughters. Can they ever be more precious than a legitimate heir born from you? Mother, you may not know this, but the Xi family is known for being hopeless romantics. Second Master Xie and Du Jingyun are deeply devoted to each other. I'm afraid if I marry him, I won't even have the chance to bear a legitimate heir. If you don't believe me, just see for yourself tomorrow. All of Shanir's feelings for Du Jingyun are written plainly on his face. He wouldn't even agree to my condition of letting the legitimate wife raise the eldest son. What's the point of marrying him then? Everyone frowned when they heard this, finding it hard to believe that in this day and age, there could still be a nobleman who so brazenly favors his concubine over his wife.
All right. Things have come to this point. Even the emperor has issued an edict, so let it be.
The Marquis of Yong'an is quite open-minded. This daughter was always mediocre, so he never expected much. This is pretty good. What's the situation with Yunji now?
Shizi is doing all right. Aside from being unconscious, everything else is normal.
I heard that even in her condition, she can still perform marital duties. The others look surprised. Think about it yourself if it's possible. It's still better to have your own child. Talking about this so openly in public, whatever happened to the reserved and conservative ways of the ancients? No, right?
Did you know, the person who just bought brush, ink, paper and inkstone at your shop was none other than General Xie Yuanzhi's wife and her adopted son.
What? Oh wow, I had no idea. If I'd known, I wouldn't have charged them.
Without delay, he grabbed the silver and ran out after them.
Oh, General Xi. Madam, please wait. These brush, ink, paper and inkstone, consider them my gift to the young master. Madam, please don't take offense.
After the shopkeeper finished speaking, he dashed off in a flash. The common people held General Xie Yuanzhi in great esteem, and now that something had happened to Xie Yuanzhi, their admiration was tinged with sympathy.
General Xie, madam, please take the high ground. Madam, let me offer you a boiled egg. I have an umbrella and a fan here.
The warm greetings from the people left Shu Qingyi stunned. Is Xie Yuanzhi really this popular? After watching so much international news, even though it was her first time experiencing such a scene, she instinctively knew what she should do.
Heng, these people all respect your father. Your father is a great hero. You should also grow up to be a good person, just like your father, and earn the respect of others.
If I remember correctly, in the original story, Brother Heng's methods as a maritime merchant weren't exactly clean, but I can't really blame him. He struggled so much to climb up from the very bottom.
All right. I want to be just like my father.
At Marquis Pingyang's residence, Xie Yuanzhi lay on the bed. Hearing the commotion outside, he knew Shu Qingyi had returned.
Ming Meng, who returned with them, said the young madam and young Master Heng went shopping and were recognized. Everyone on the street then scrambled to give gifts to the young madam.
Is that true?
And the young madam handled it gracefully. As for young Master Heng, he was greeting the common folks.
Our young madam really has such a good temperament.
So the common people still remember the kindness of our heir apparent.
Of course. The heir apparent has achieved great military feats. Without him, how could we have the peace and prosperity we enjoy today?
Do you think this meat pie we're eating was given by the common folks?
That's not it. The nanny said we paid for them all on the young madam's orders. It's not easy for the common people to make a living.
Xie thought to himself.
Of course that's what a father should do.
At the same time, he felt somewhat fortunate that his wife was still a woman of intelligence and grace, well-educated and sensible, not someone shallow or short-sighted. Mother is so nice. How did she know I was hungry? Lingji, on the other hand, reacted rather indifferently after all. He's not a child anymore, and isn't so easily pleased. It wasn't until he returned to the study and saw piles of brushes, ink, paper, inkstones, and some books that he was momentarily stunned. This is too much. Shu Qing, is he nouveau riche? Looking at the quality of this Xuan paper, you can tell it's not cheap. Whether he admits it or not, seeing so many brushes, ink, paper, and inkstones makes him happy. This should last him until he finishes the county-level exam.
Sister-in-law.
Second brother, is there something you need?
Lin Ge has always been the type who doesn't greet people because Xie Huai'an once called him a little bastard in private. He thought Shu Qingyi would make them greet people, but she didn't.
Jinyun now belongs to me. Give me his contract of servitude. And as for that Madame Chang, since you've given her to Jinyun, bring her contract of servitude as well.
Second brother, Ji Yunyuan is my maid, yet she did such a disgraceful thing behind my back. I am the master, and she is the servant. He should at least apologize to me. What do you think?
She's pregnant.
Snort.
What's wrong with Du Jingye being pregnant? Does she have to indulge the other party? Du Jingyan is not pregnant with her child.
Don't make it difficult for her. What's wrong with her?
Exactly. She has no sense of shame getting pregnant with her mistress's fiancé's child behind her mistress's back. Now she won't even apologize to her mistress, and she still wants to buy her contract of servitude. No way, not a chance.
I already said, it was my fault. It has nothing to do with Qingyan.
So what?
You want an apology from Zhensha? Fine, I'll apologize on his behalf.
You do have some fault in this as well. Then why don't you both apologize together?
Shu Qingyi, things have come to this point. You've already married my eldest brother, so why can't you just let go of Jingyun? He hasn't wronged you at all. You're the one who's the extra person here.
You want to sell your indenture? Maybe in your next life?
After saying that, he turned to leave.
Shu Qingyi.
Xie Huai'an reached out to grab his arm. The mother and children were all frightened, and among them, Zhang Zhen reacted the fastest. He immediately rushed over and forcefully pushed him away. Huai'an, don't hit my mother. Xie Huai'an also realized he had acted impulsively and quickly let go.
What's the point of making things difficult for Ji Yun like this? You were the one who gave up my position as the legitimate wife, so why keep clinging on?
Xie Huai'an, I am your sister-in-law. You'd better show me some respect. Just now, you laid hands on me and forced me to hand over Du Jinyun's indenture. I will report everything truthfully to the madam and the marquis.
When did I ever lay hands on you? I was only trying to stop you.
You did lay hands on me. You absolutely did. Zhang Ge is glaring at him angrily, cheeks puffed out, and Yu Henge is also clenching her little fists, glaring furiously at Xie Huai'an. Lin Ge, standing to the side, looks calm as usual, but he also subtly moved a little closer. If Xie Huai'an dared to make another move, he would be able to block him to some extent. Good child, let's go. The four of us mother and children turned and left. leaving Xie Huai'an standing there alone, feeling thoroughly uncomfortable. In the end, he was punished to kneel in the ancestral hall for a whole day. Are you crazy? He's already your sister-in-law now. Why are you still provoking him?
I just wanted to get back Jinyan's indenture.
The indenture isn't urgent right now. He's still angry. Why are you insisting on the indenture now? Didn't I tell you? I'll go ask for it from Xie Huai'an later. It's not like he won't give it to us. Mother dislikes Du Jinyun so much if she takes Du Jinyun's indenture. Do you think the other side will still hand it over to us? If you ever get punished again because of that wretched woman, I'll slap her myself. I mean what I say.
Mother, what exactly did Qingyun do wrong for you to humiliate her like this? She's just someone with a tragic fate and a broken family, that's all. How can you be so cruel?
What? You say I'm cruel? A shameless woman who seduced her mistress's fiancé and climbed into his bed behind her back. How could she possibly be any good?
That was my fault. It has nothing to do with Qiyun.
Shut your mouth! If he had acted honorably, I might have respected him. But now, there's no way I'll ever look up to him in this lifetime. Wretch! Is the young madam going to serve the heir tonight? Go ahead. It's just the first night. It's not like you're going to the execution ground. Maybe once your body gets used to it, you'll even start to enjoy it. At night, Shu Qingyi came again as usual. Xie Yuanzhi was already used to him coming over to chat every evening. Tonight was no different. They talked about things that had happened after the wedding. Suddenly, everything around them quieted down. Shu Qingyi stopped talking, and Xie Yuanzhi thought he was about to leave.
Your Highness?
Suddenly, he felt warm fingertips gently caressing his face. The sensation startled him for a moment. Perhaps Shu Qingyi was touching his own face. Then, his mind was as clear as a mirror. It seemed that this Shu was infatuated with him. After the initial surprise, Xie Yuanzhi felt a bit helpless. Shu Qingyi was speechless. What infatuation? She simply felt that jumping straight to the main course was too dull and that she needed to liven up the mood a bit, that's all. Of course, if he knew that the persimmon was conscious, he definitely wouldn't have done itho awkward, would that be? But right now, he doesn't know, does he? So he just followed his heart and kissed the prince's brows and eyes. In Shu Qingyi's mind, rolling in the sheets is a very romantic thing. She doesn't want to turn herself into some kind of tool for pleasure. If she can enjoy it, of course she should enjoy it a little more. Xie Yuanzhi felt the gentle kisses spreading across his face, starting from his thin eyelids. The kisses moved down to his cheeks, making him inexplicably nervous. His heart was beating rapidly in his chest, and with every breath, the woman's delicate fragrance lingered endlessly at the tip of his nose. He didn't know how much time had passed before the gentle kisses finally came to an end. Just as Xie Yuanzhi thought it was over, Shu Xi's restless hands began to wander to other parts of his body, and then there was something different in her touch. At that moment, Xie Yuanzhi seemed to have caught on to a clue. No wonder Zishao and Mingyu had left. It turned out Shu Xi had planned this all along. He could only lie there and let Shu Xi do as she pleased, which made him feel a bit embarrassed and even a little angry. How could she treat him like this? Shu Xi's affection for him was so deep that she even wanted to consummate their marriage with him, a cripple. Xie Yuanzhi's face flushed red, his ears burning. He felt as if even his breathing was no longer under his control, becoming more rapid and heated. Shu Qingyi placed her palm over the heir's chest, feeling the strong, powerful beating of his heart beneath his skin.
You will wake up, won't you?
He thought to himself that he might as well fulfill his duties as a husband. Since he was still capable, it seemed only right otherwise. Wouldn't Lady Shu end up as a living widow? Just as Xie Yuanzhi had completely let go of his resistance and accepted the idea of fulfilling his marital obligations, Lady Shu suddenly rested her head on his arm and stopped. This abrupt halt was really uncomfortable. A woman could stop whenever she wanted, but for him it was unbearable. It felt as if thousands of ants were crawling through his flesh and blood. Although it was impolite to think this way about his own wife, Xie Yuanzhi still couldn't help but think, useless. Having been seen through, Shu Qingyi took some time to compose herself. She felt that the heir was somehow different today. In any case, he was just very different, as if something inside him had awakened. But to be fair, after getting through the initial discomfort, it actually turned out to be quite a good experience. After several short breaks, she had no idea how many times she had paused. Shu Qingyi finally managed to get through the process, having tried every possible method. With the exhausted Shu Xi softly pressed against him, Xie Yuanzhi could feel her heartbeat, as well as her gradually slowing and deepening breaths. Had she fallen asleep? Or had she fainted? Xie Yuanzhi didn't know what to say, could only think that Shu Xi's body was just too delicate. Just as Xie Yuanzhi thought he would be sharing a pillow with Sushi for the night, the person on top of him suddenly stirred. Then came a soft, weak voice. Nanny Xie Yuan heard someone come in, and most likely helped Sushi down. She felt a jolt, and soon only the thick, ambiguous atmosphere of the ceremony remained. Then Zixiao and Mingyu came in to attend to him. Shu Qingyi felt utterly embarrassed, truly mortified. She remembered that on her wedding night, at most she had been supported by the nanny as she walked, but tonight, she was practically carried in. "Madam, is there something troubling you? How did things end up like this?" Her face burned as she replied, "There's nothing wrong, I'm just tired, that's all." She didn't want to say more. The nanny didn't press further, but privately thought to herself that perhaps she should prepare more fire-warding illustrations for the young lady. After all, seeing more of them could only be beneficial.
Hey, the young madam stayed a bit longer tonight, didn't she? Do you think our young madam likes the heir?
Xie Yuanzhi hadn't fallen asleep yet. Hearing the servants' discussion, he paid a bit more attention.
She probably does like him. Hey, the young madam must really like young Master Heng. I heard that lately. Young Master Heng has been sleeping in the young madam's room. Of course he has.
These days, anyone with eyes can see that young Master Heng is like the young madam's little shadow.
The young madam treats young Master Lin well. I heard from his maid that she bought so many brushes, ink, paper, and inkstones for him that they're almost overflowing from half a room.
Xie Yuanzhi felt relieved again. As long as she's not playing favorites, that's good.
Second master, who knelt all night, was escorted to Yang'an Marquise's residence. Before they left, they even gave him 2 lashes, drawing blood.
Now that second brother's bled, I'm afraid some people are going to get slapped again.
Not worth any sympathy, Humph. After doing something so outrageous to the mistress, he still refuses to even apologize. He probably thinks he hasn't done anything wrong. The young madam is living quite well. She doesn't have to greet the elders in the morning. I heard she sleeps in until the sun is high in the sky. So what? He's just short. Cited he'll have plenty of hardships to endure in the future. I heard the old madam dotes on the young madam, letting her pick whatever she wants from the storeroom. Even the Marchioness has to give way to the young madam and doesn't dare to make her follow any rules. Du Jinyuan still wanted to argue, but after touching his swollen cheek, he had to admit he was extremely envious of Shu Qingyi's situation. Sigh. The young madam is already so favored now. Just imagine how things will be when she's pregnant with the heir's child. If that happens, she'll soar to the Topivan. His Majesty will reward her. His heart turned cold. No, this can't happen. She absolutely must not get pregnant with the heir's child. If Shu Qingyi does, then Xie Huai'an will have no chance at all.
Big brother is big brother.
Last semester, Lingge wasn't at the academy, was out wandering aimlessly. What was he doing?
Do you all know what kind of place that is? Second brother, do you know what kind of place that is over there?
When he saw that place, second brother's expression turned a bit awkward.
To answer, madam, that place over there is a brothel and tea house.
What? Lingzhen went to a brothel and tea house? Her future top scholar, her good eldest son, already knows how to visit such places at such a young age. This is completely at odds with the Lingge she thought she knew. Young madam, it might be a misunderstanding, or perhaps you saw wrong. That wasn't young Master Lin at all.
Let's wait until tonight, and ask about it when we get home.
Hurry up and come over. What's going on? There's an important person looking for you.
Pei Che remained confused. What important person could he possibly know? The only person he knew who could be considered an important figure was the one from his memories.
You're looking for me?
My master is the heir's wife of the Pingyang Marquis household. She heard that Mr. Pei once served under the heir, so the young madam specifically sent me to ask if Mr. Pei would be willing to come to the Pingyang Marquis's residence as a martial arts instructor for the young masters. Pei Che was taken aback for a moment.
Is your master surnamed Xie?
That's right, that's the one.
Mr. Pei, the heir has always blamed himself, feeling that he didn't handle your matter well back then.
Pei Che was stunned. Is this the wife of General Xie?
The heir has always hoped you would return to serve under him. It's just a pity that before the heir had a chance to come see you in person, something happened.
Pei Che was very surprised, so General Xie actually wanted to come find him personally.
General Xie, eh? He doesn't blame me?
He always thought that General Xie had already completely lost hope in him.
Of course not. He relies on you and appreciates you. This has never changed. Mr. Pei, Would you be willing to come to the Marquis's residence as a martial arts instructor?
I am willing.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Jenna, I thank you.
He said, "You are welcome to come at any time," and then headed back to the residence.
Mother. It's hot today, so I made some iced bowls for you to quench your thirst. Thank you, Mother. I'll go back to my room to read now.
She turned and left, taking a gentle breeze with her. He felt that there was a faint scent of rouge and powder in the wind. Shuqing also felt that she had encountered her first real challenge since becoming a stepmother. The biggest problem was that she didn't have a study attendant by her side. She made a mental note to find one. Next was Ling Zhen's social connections. The young madam has arrived.
I've come to see the heir.
Guanqi and Mo Yan laughed. The young madam really does love the heir. She comes to see him several times a day. But then again, with a face like the heir's, who wouldn't want to look at him? Yeah, he really is good looking. She simply reached out and touched his face, then pretended to ask, "Is the heir feeling hot?"
If he's not sweating, he probably isn't hot.
All right, you two sit down as well. I have some questions for you.
We don't know what the young madam would like to ask.
Before Lincoln entered the Marquis's residence, did she have any other family?
Not only were Guanqi and Mo Yan stunned, even Xie Yuanzhi was taken aback. This Shu woman claimed she was here to visit her, but it was just too fake.
I think I heard the heir mention it before. Young Master Lin still has a father.
Since Lincoln still has a biological father, why was he adopted by the heir?
Because Lincoln's biological father is a worthless scoundrel.
I still remember Ling A entered the Marquis's residence at 7. His father was a degenerate, addicted to drinking, gambling, whoring, rotten to the core. Linga's mother was abducted. She was originally a young lady from a wealthy family, but suffered mental issues and was only lucid at times. Sometimes she wasn't lucid, and later, Linga's biological father beat her to death right in front of Ling.
That part isn't clear, but it's certain he didn't want to raise him. If the biological father could benefit from the heir, he wouldn't have let someone else raise his son.
Besides the father, was there anyone else involved?
There probably wasn't anyone else. The heir never mentioned it.
Do you know if Lincoln had any friends outside? Or anyone he was particularly close to?
The room fell silent. Wen Qi, Da Ge Meng Yin, and Da Ge Chufang made ice bowls according to the young madam's method. They're really delicious. I brought 2 over for you.
The ice bowls are indeed tasty. You two go ahead and eat. I'm leaving now.
Xie Yuanzhi felt the hem of Shuxi's dress brush across the back of his hand, not a trace of hesitation. It seemed she really was pretending, but he could still tell she was worried about Brother Lin.
Sorry for looking through your calligraphy without permission. Your handwriting is so beautiful ever you try to imitate. It looks just like them.
It's easy to paint skin, but hard to paint bones.
You're only 12 years old. Every bit of progress at this stage is worth recognizing. There's no such thing as achieving everything in one leap. Do you think I don't understand anything? So my praise doesn't mean much. Lin, if you keep learning with this kind of arrogance and prejudice, you'll never be able to write characters that satisfy yourself.
After Shu Qingyi saw through his thoughts, a trace of embarrassment appeared on his face, and then he wondered what Shu Qingyi was really here for. Could she have come just to lecture him?
All right, I didn't come here just to talk about you. Weren't we busy these past few days? Even if I noticed you hadn't done your hair, I didn't have time to help you pick someone. Now that things have quieted down, I wanted to ask. Do you want to go to the matchmaker yourself to choose someone, or should I go and pick for you?
Just as I was about to refuse, I heard Shu Qingyi say,
"If you want to pick for yourself, I'll just give you the money. I can choose on my own."
She handed over about 300 taels in total, combining silver ingots and banknotes, to Brother Lin.
You're an adult now, so keep the rest of the money with you, just in case you run into trouble and don't have any silver on hand.
Anyway, the main thing is to prevent Brother Lin from being in a situation where he can't solve a problem due to lack of money.
All right then. I'm going to call your brothers for dinner. Remember, home is your safe haven no matter what happens. Always talk to your family. Your father and I will always support you.
After Shu Qingji really left, Linji stared at the purse in his hand for a long time. The amount of silver inside was far more than he expected, 300 taels, enough to buy a house or even hire a servant. Lin Gei couldn't help but suspect that Shu Qingyi had come specifically just to give him money. And he really did need the money. He heard that Qingyi had been out all day today. Madame Hu said meaningfully, "The new daughter-in-law isn't staying quietly in the residence. She's gone out to do something for Xie Yuanzhi."
That's right. She took Henge out to look for an enlightenment teacher, and also to find a martial arts instructor for Genjiner. The former is a licentiate. His name is Shen Jiji. He's exceptionally talented. I'm betting he'll pass the Imperial exam with high honors. So I specifically chose him for Hengen.
Lord Hao nodded, his eyes full of appreciation.
The latter is a soldier who served loyally under the heir apparent, Pei Che. The former heir held him in high regard, but Pei Che returned home to observe mourning and then lost contact. I asked around for his name, and to my surprise, I found him.
So it turns out that you spent the whole day out running around for the sake of the children. The old madam sighed with emotion. Ah, you are so thoughtful. Everything is handled so well. With you as the mother of the children, I truly feel at ease. You never had any dealings with Yuanzhi before, so how did you know that was someone Yuanzhi admired? It would actually be better if you had been deceived. Before Shu Qingyi could say anything, the Marquis lifted his eyelids and glanced at him.
I've also heard Yuanzhi mention this Pei Che before he truly is a talented person. If you don't want to use harsh methods yourself, then so be it. Why are you even concerned about how others treat Yuanzhi's child? What kind of logic is that?
The Marquis's wife's face turned pale. Mother, did you really hire a martial arts teacher for me?
It's true. Mr. Pei should be coming over very soon. Just wait a little longer.
That's wonderful.
How's your handwriting? It would really ruin the image if a great martial arts hero had handwriting like a dog's scratchings.
Mother, don't worry. I don't resist practicing my writing anymore. I will definitely work hard to improve my handwriting. Shu Qing also nodded having a goal and motivation really makes a difference.
Then tonight, you should go and tell your father yourself that you want to start training in martial arts with Mr. Pei. None of you three have learned martial arts, so I guess your father doesn't want you to learn it.
Yes, that's right. Zhenghe does remember that father told them he didn't want them to join the military in the future. But he really likes it, and fortunately, mother is in charge now. Tonight Zhenghe will go to Xie Yuanzhi's bedside to confess and say that he wants to practice martial arts. Father, don't worry. Unless it's absolutely necessary, I definitely won't join the military. Mother said it's just for keeping fit, and Xie Yuanzhi is already mentally prepared for it, so he doesn't object. Now that he's bedridden, there has to be someone in the family who knows martial arts, right? The martial arts teacher Mother found for me is called Pei Che. I heard he's someone you admired. Probably grandfather told Mother about him. Then Mother went out to ask around for a whole day and finally managed to find him. When Shan Yuan heard this long-lost name, he was instantly moved. He hadn't expected Madame Shu to be so thoughtful. The father and son whispered to each other for a long time, until late at night, before Zhenghe finally left. After the room quieted down, Xie Yuanzhi found himself distracted, wondering if Madame Shu would come by again tonight. Young madam, why don't you take a look at this? Whatever it is, it must be something good. As soon as she opened the good thing given by the nanny, her eyes widened in shock. It really is something good. Now that you're an adult, you should be looking at adult content. The opening alone is a visual shock. Shu Qing was already covering her mouth, stifling a laugh, and started flipping through the ancient version of an adult comic with a playful curiosity. It's just that some of the positions are a bit too abstract, real people probably couldn't pull them off, right? Even if, for argument's sake, real people could do them, I don't have anyone to practice with right now anyway, so I'll just treat it as entertainment. Shu Qingyi muttered to herself as she flipped through the pages, completely engrossed. Before she knew it, she was fully absorbed, and a tingling, aching sensation began to spread through her body, as if she were reliving last night's wildness. She couldn't help but feel a bit ashamed of herself. She tossed the book aside, planning to get out of bed and have a glass of cold water to calm herself down, only to realize her legs were already starting to feel weak. It felt as if ants were biting her, a sensation that manifested both in her heart and all over her body. Shu Qingyi felt a faint sense of shame. After her body had gotten used to it, she was starting to crave more. Shu Qingyi drank some cold water, but it did nothing to quell the fire inside her. With a sigh, she could only ask the matron to dismiss everyone from the young lord's quarters. It was already late at night. Si Yunzhen had thought Shu Qingyi wouldn't come, but then she heard orders being given outside her room was being cleared out again. Xie Yuanzhi felt her mouth go dry and thought to herself, he really doesn't know talent when he sees it. As she was thinking this, the soft, weak footsteps of a woman entered the room. The other person's breathing was far from steady, and her movements were quick within moments. She was laid down on the bed. Then, perhaps because she had climbed onto her bed, a flurry of fragrant kisses rained down on her face. Tonight, the other party was a bit impatient. After only a few kisses, she had already teased her into a state of arousal. Once again, she couldn't wait to indulge herself. But perhaps the feeling she gave him tonight was just like this, making him feel like an object. However, it seemed that Miss Shu was even more skilled than she had been last night. The other person even grabbed his hand to let him experience her graceful and exquisite figure. This kind of explosive scenario is something even the most daring movies wouldn't dare to portray. The heir is just a tool. though it's a bit disrespectful to say that about him. But that's really how it is she repents.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. There are coffin monsters. And there are coffin monsters.
Xie Yun was both ashamed and angry, wasn't even dead yet. And Xu Shi, apologizing while being so brazen at the same time, did he have any sense of shame at all?
Strange. You've been lying here for so long, but you still smell surprisingly good.
Look at that face, that skin, that air of nobility. If Taobao could sell dolls like this, they'd definitely be bestsellers. Lucky value, dazed and dreamy, she thought to herself, why even ask when you know the answer? Of course he smells good. He uses incense every day. Then Sushi started complaining in her ear again.
Husband, I'm so tired from the gas.
This part is a role play to add some fun. Xie Yuanzhi was stunned, not knowing what had just happened. She just suddenly felt as if the whole world had become lighter in an instant. There was an awkward silence for a few seconds, and both of them were stunned. Xie Yuanzhi couldn't believe it either. But after confirming the prince's surrender, Shu Qingyan's mind was filled with chaotic thoughts. How could the war god, who had made her legs tremble with fear the previous 2 times, be so quick tonight? After the initial shock, she thought about it and found it understandable. After all, the prince had been in a vegetative state, and his body wasn't as strong as a normal person's. Shu Qingyi snapped out of it, feeling embarrassed.
Sorry. I forgot you're still a patient. It was my fault for being too demanding.
Xie Yuanzhi was once again ashamed and indignant. That's not it at all, it was just an accident. After all, she had once fought alongside him to break through 6 enemy lines. How could he not even satisfy his own wife? Feeling guilty and uneasy, Shu Qingyi was about to leave the heir apparent, planning to ask the kitchen to make some light cooling soup tomorrow to help reduce the heat so as not to wear the heir out. But to her surprise, she discovered, it seemed the heir was ready again. Since the heir was ready again, Shu Qingyi dismissed her suspicions that he might be weak. As for why this unexpected situation happened, he preferred to believe that he had become stronger. Unlocking a new skill was always something to be happy about. In her happiness, Shu Qingyi gave the heir a kiss, full of rewardon whole bowl. Xie Yuanzhi really didn't want to know what Shu was thinking, but unfortunately she showed no intention of hiding anything from him. He believed that what he was seeing now was the truest version of Shu.
Forgot my fire avoidance map. Just looked, now forgotten again.
While Xie Yuanzhi was feeling cold and thinking about the fire avoidance map, he suddenly seemed to understand something. So the reason Shu had rushed over to find him so eagerly just now was because she had been looking at the fire avoidance map. So women could make such wild and passionate sounds, she really was anything but reserved. Knowledge truly is power. Tonight, Shu Qingyi was indeed stronger, but her physical stamina was still lacking. She herself, though intermittent, perhaps still found it enjoyable. But as for Xie Yuanzhi, he truly was in a state of utter torment, almost to the point of being angry. Once again, it was the familiar ending where husband and wife were out of sync. Shu Qingyi felt exhausted. If only she could be a bit more ruthless, she would have just pulled away and left. Unfortunately, she was too kind-hearted and always felt that taking advantage and then running off was very improper, so she could only force herself to hold on until the heir was satisfied before collapsing. While being toyed with by Shu Qingyin, Xie Yuanzhi had only one thought running through his mind: so useless, don't come again next time. But as Shu collapsed, he really did feel satisfied. Then, the two of them quietly leaned against each other, enjoying a moment of silence, their thoughts turning chaotic. They'd been too impulsive. Calling for water so late at night was basically telling everyone he'd come to sleep with the heir again. But if they didn't call for water, their bodies would feel uncomfortably sticky. Oh well. Losing face was losing face, being clean and straightforward, and not pretending otherwise was his style. With a single order from the nanny, the house quietly became busy again inside and out. The young madam and the heir were so affectionate, and with her pregnancy, everyone was genuinely delighted.
The heir is exhausted, young madam. He truly loves you.
At the same time, some were worried if things kept going like this. Would the heir be able to handle it?
Mingwei, do you think we should ask the doctor for some tonic medicine for the heir? Maybe next time, let's ask the doctor about it.
Xie Yuanzhi was speechless. He didn't really want to drink it, but he was a bit worried. If Lady Shu kept demanding so much, maybe it would be better to take some tonic. He didn't want the day to come when Lady Shu would scold him for being useless.
Mr. Pei Che is here. He'll come by to see you in a little while.
Xie Yuanzhi felt a hand, always soft and boneless, rest on the back of his own hand, as if testing his temperature. After touching it twice, the hand was withdrawn.
Madam General.
Pei Che has come in.
Mr. Pei is here.
Thank you, Madam General, for allowing me to see General Xie.
No need to be so formal. Just call me sister-in-law.
Xie Yuanzhi was speechless. That really was Pei Che's voice, but why did he sound so timid? He didn't have any of the presence he usually showed in the army.
Oh, all right, sister-in-law. Then I won't stand on ceremony.
Listening to their conversation, Xie Yuanzhi wondered if perhaps she was being a bit too close to Pei Che. She glanced at the heir apparent. Pei Che took 2 steps forward and looked at the heir apparent lying on the bed.
General Xie, Pei Che, have come to see you.
The sound of knees hitting the ground made Shu Qingyi's own knees ache just hearing it.
After enduring hardship for more than 3 years, I feel guilty in my heart.
Xie Yuanzhi felt comforted.
Please rest assured, General. From now on, the young lord's martial arts training will be my responsibility. When you wake up, if I have not taught him well, I will willingly accept punishment.
Mr. Pei, please get up. I believe the heir apparent has already heard your intentions.
Sister-in-law, you don't have to call me Mr. Pei. Just call me Pei Che.
All right then. There's no need for us to be so formal, madam. Look, the giant has arrived. Perfect timing. Please invite the scholar in to meet the heir apparent. Xie Yuanzhi was also puzzled where did this handsome young man come from?
He is good looking.
Madame Xie.
Scholar Shen, I thought you wouldn't be coming for a few more days.
I wouldn't dare delay the young master's studies.
No rush, why? Don't you meet the heir apparent first?
Yes.
Afterwards, with a solemn expression, he looked at the person on the bed.
Student Shen Jije pays his respects to General Xie.
His voice choked with emotion, moving everyone present. Scholar Shen's feelings for the heir apparent were deep. Xie Yuanzhi was taken aback, thinking, where did they find these people? Why is every single one like this?
Thanks to Madame Xi's favor, I have the honor of being the young master's enlightenment teacher. General Xie, please rest assured. I will certainly do my utmost to teach the young master his lessons.
Scholar Chen, thank you. I'll entrust Hanger to you.
Madame Xie, please be at ease. I will not fail the trust you have placed in me.
Mr. Pei, this is Shen Jiji, Scholar Shen. He will teach the children literature. Scholar Shen, this is Mr. Pei, who served as a soldier under the heir apparent. He will teach the children martial arts. The 2 of you, one for literature and one for martial arts, should assist each other.
Mr. Pei, Scholar Shen, I look forward to your guidance in the future.
Both of you are outstanding individuals. I believe that with your guidance, the children will surely become exceptional students under great teachers.
Thank you, madam. Sister-in-law, you flatter.
Scholar Shen's mother is still ill, so there's no time to lose. I will immediately arrange accommodations for all of you and then send for a doctor. Therefore, I won't keep you any longer for conversation.
Thank you for your trouble, Madame Xie. I have nothing to offer in return.
You're too polite.
Oh my, our young madam really handles things efficiently. No wonder Scholar Shen and Mr. Pei must be deeply moved, but our young madam has a good eye just one look at Scholar Shen, and you can tell he's no ordinary person.
And he's quite good looking too, with rosy lips and white teeth. I've heard that older ladies especially like that type.
Really?
But older ladies clearly prefer someone like Mr. Pei handsome, tall, and strong.
Then I guess they like both types equally. It's hard to choose between them.
That giant type is clearly what young ladies like. Just look at all the maids in our courtyard, every single one of them is blushing.
That's true.
Don't tire of praying, my lady. Don't fall for that scholar. She turned and praised the heir.
But no matter how good they are, they can't compare to the heir. Whether it's looks, martial arts, or learning, our heir is more outstanding. That's for sure. The heir's reputation is unmatched in the capital. No one can surpass him.
Xie Yuanzhi was speechless. She hadn't thought much of it, but the servant kept chattering anxiously at her side, making it hard to ignore. Even Xie Yuanzhi herself started to pay more attention. Could that scholar really be as good-looking as they say?
But there's no need to worry too much. It's not particularly serious and can be treated.
That's good to hear. Please go ahead and use whatever medicine is necessary, just. Make sure to cure Madame Shen.
Thank you very much.
Shen Jiji bowed deeply again, full of gratitude, not knowing how to repay you. You're too kind, Master Shen. Hunger, how about starting the lessons tomorrow? All right, sounds good. Madame Shen is still ill, so I'll send a little maid over in a bit to lend a hand. Shen Jije instinctively wanted to refuse. He had already received too many favors from them. But so be it. Could he really let Madame Shen do the work herself? So Shen Jiji said nothing more, and Jian's face was full of gratitude. Henge, we should head back now. Go say goodbye to the teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Shu Qingyi felt extremely awkward. Standing there so sloppily while talking to the teacher was really disrespectful. This child was usually quite well-mannered. She didn't know why he was suddenly being so careless today.
It's all right. Farewell, young Master He.
When it gets cooler in the mornings and evenings, Heng will be able to come out and play.
Mother, will you play with me?
Of course, I'll play with you whenever I have time.
Then I'll wait until you have time to play with me.
Why does he feel like Heng is getting more and more clingy? Of course, he doesn't mind at all.
Mother, don't leave.
After walking just a couple of steps, Heng didn't want to walk anymore and insisted on being carried. Shu Qingyi had no choice but to squat down and carry him on her back. When you weren't like this before, you've really started to take advantage of being spoiled. Of course, he wasn't like this before. It's only after realizing that Shu Qingyi was willing to indulge him that he became this way. This is Heng's true nature. Observant, always pushing his limits.
Grandmother and father are muddle-headed. If they keep letting him do, how can they be sure a Xie family descendant?
Second Master, are you saying that there's something going on between him and those two men?
Even if there isn't anything, so what? Even if there's nothing, we can still throw dirt on him, make it so he can't clear his name no matter what. Jingyan, I'm sorry you have to suffer through this.
Xie Huai'an held Du Jinyuan's hand. He already knew about Du Jinyuan wanting to apologize to Shu Qingyi for the investigation. Grandmother first sent someone to find me on behalf of my maid, Du Jingyun, saying she wanted to apologize and serve me tea in front of the entire He family. Do you think that's appropriate? Why wouldn't it be appropriate? Of course it's appropriate. He did something to wrong you, so it's only right that he apologizes. But after all, she's going to be second brother's concubine, and she's carrying the Xie family's child. Wouldn't that be a bit improper?
There's nothing improper about it. He did this behind his master's back, so apologizing is what he should do. You don't need to overthink it.
Ah, then I'll prepare good tea and the deed of sale. The other day, my second brother came to me, asking for the deed of sale. I thought there should be some proper procedure, but it seemed to upset him, so I've been feeling uneasy about it.
What does he have to be upset about? Fortunately, this matter hasn't gotten out. Otherwise, how could he face the ancestors of the Xie family?
It's my fault as a son. I shouldn't have been so willful and reckless.
In private, however, she shot a vicious glare at Shu Qingyi. Since she's a woman, she must have done it on purpose, deliberately adding fuel to the fire. That's right, Shu Qingyi did it intentionally. Luer, while everyone's here, hurry and prepare the tea. Yes, young madam. Xie Huai'an's face darkened when he saw the woman he loved being bullied by everyone in the household, his molars clenched tightly.
Kneel down, kowtow to your master, and admit your mistake.
Du Jinyuan's expression changed at these words. They had agreed earlier it would just be an apology. How? Did it suddenly turn into kneeling and kowtowing?
Father, sister-in-law didn't ask for kneeling and kowtowing, just an apology.
If Du Jinyuan really kneels and kowtows, then her status will truly be that of a lowly servant.
Your sister-in-law didn't demand it, that was her giving you face. But you can't treat her like this.
Marquis, Qingyi is right as well. After all, she is carrying the heir of the Xie family. Why don't we just do as Qingyi suggests? We will all be grateful to her.
If she weren't carrying the Xie family's heir, a maid who did something like this would have been beaten to death long ago. Yuanzhi isn't your own child, so of course you don't care. And because of that, you also neglect Yuanzhi's wife and child.
Let's just do as Mingzong said. It was Jian Yun's fault, so there's no need to plead for him anymore. Du Jingyun gave a foolish smile, and Xie Huai'an clenched his fists tightly.
Then let's begin.
He then walked up to Shu Qingyi. Young madam, Qingyun is sorry. I'll kowtow and admit my mistake to you. Wait, you should refer to yourself as this servant. Du Jinyun breathed in sync, glaring with humiliation.
Sister-in-law, why do you have to be so unforgiving?
Second brother, you've misunderstood me. I just remembered how well I used to treat her, treating her like my own sister. But in the end, she can't even offer a sincere apology. Yes, the entire Yong'an Marquis household knows that the young madam always thought of her whenever she had something good, treating her like a real sister. No wonder the young madam is heartbroken.
When the mistress is lying, what right does a maid like you have to butt in?
Du Jingyun, back then it was you who insisted on becoming my dowry maid. When I refused, you cried and begged me. You were already pregnant at that time, weren't you? The members of the Xie family looked at him with eyes full of contempt. So he was this vicious and scheming, all along truly despicable.
Xie Huai'an, how could you possibly like a woman like this?
With his disgrace exposed, Xie Huai'an's face immediately flushed red. The young madam is right. It was my fault, the maid said, bowing her head in admission of guilt, tears streaming down her face as she kowtowed. I'm only forgiving you this time for the sake of my second brother. Otherwise, after you hurt me like this, there's no way I could just let it go so easily. Thank you, young madam, for your magnanimity. Shu Yuqing glanced at Xie Huai'an from the corner of her eye, as if to say, I'm giving you face here. Shouldn't you at least say thank you? If he could, Xie Huai'an really wanted to strangle Shu Qingyi right then and there.
Thank you, sister-in-law.
Shu Qing nodded in satisfaction.
What about the deed of sale?
Ah, right. The deed of sale. Under everyone's watchful eyes, Shu Qingye pulled out the deed of sale from the table. Yu Jingyun was so excited that she was about to reach out to take it from her mother-in-law. This deed of sale should be kept by you. Madame Hu was stunned for a moment, then immediately broke into a wide smile. For the first time, she found Shu Qingyi so pleasing to the eye. Ah, Qingji really thinks things through thoroughly. Ah, that's how it should be. Meanwhile, Du Jinyan was completely in disbelief.
Mother, please burn the deed of sale right away. Don't humiliate Jinyan like this anymore.
By elevating him like this, are you dissatisfied with your own reputation for being too good? Do you still want to marry a legitimate wife from a prestigious family? Do you still care about your future? The old madam, the young madam, and the heir have arrived. Clang! What? The porcelain spoon in the old madam's hand fell back into the bowl. Why would Renji come over here? When Shu Qingyi pushed the heir in, she felt a bit uneasy, unsure if the old madam would scold her for being reckless. Yunzi, take your brother Heng to greet your great-grandmother and pay respects to your grandmother. Your granddaughter-in-law took the liberty of having a wheelchair made for the heir, so that he can go outside to get some sun and also come visit you whenever he likes.
Paying respects to great-grandmother. My father and I have come to see you.
Looking at her eldest grandson, whom she hadn't seen in a long time, the old madam was lost in thought for a while. Shu Qing became anxious and said, "I'm sorry, grandmother. It was my decision." "It's not your fault," the old madam said, as if waking from a dream, her eyes reddening a little. "You did very well. Letting Yunji marry you was the right choice. You have taken very good care of him. All those who serve the heir, even Li Qingyi, are just lending a hand." Silly girl! You are now also someone by the heir's side. Heng Ge came over to the old madam and was pulled into her embrace. He turned to look at Shu Qing, as if to say, "Mother, I'm just putting on a show with great-grandmother. You know I'm closest to you. He was just too adorable." Shu Qingyi smiled and nodded at him, motioning for him to come closer. "Let me have a good look at you, Yunji." Xie Yuanzhi felt himself being pulled to a stop. A hand that had been trembling all along gently touched his own cheek. It must have been that grandmother was feeling particularly emotional for a moment. "Qingyi, do you think Yunji will ever wake up?" "Sigh, never mind." "He will. Qingji believes the heir will wake up. So, grandmother, you must take good care of your own health. May you live a long life, and when the heir wakes up, continue to enjoy his filial piety, madam." Zhang Song finally understood why Shu Qingyi was so likable. "You're right. Life will only get better and better. Grandmother is really looking forward to the child you and Yunji will have." It was Heng Ge who quietly slipped out of grandmother's arms and crawled back into Shu Qingyi's embrace, his little hand clutching her dress so tightly it wrinkled. What's wrong? Is Heng Jenner feeling jealous? Heng Jenner didn't deny it and hugged Shu Qingyi even tighter. "There's no need to be jealous even if mother has another child. She won't forget you. I really like Heng Geyer." Seeing that he still wasn't smiling, she lowered her head and kissed his brow. Only then did Heng Geyer smile. Today, the young lord went to the dance hall to watch Zhenji practice. He really liked it and has already decided to stop going to the academy altogether. I agreed, and the Marquis had no objections either. Even though I knew it was pointless to say anything, it was too quiet around, and if I didn't say something, we'd just get straight to business. She always felt a bit awkward. Perhaps it was the feeling of being an old married couple, and Xie Yuanzhi felt the same way. When Shu Shi drew close to her once again, Xie Yuanzhi felt a genuine joy. She seemed to understand, just a little, why sharing a bed as husband and wife was called the pleasure of fish and water. In the heat of passion, Shu Shi kissed her face again. But then she began to worry if these days of performing a solo act went on for too long. Would Shu Shi eventually grow tired of it? Xie Yuanzhi thought to himself that he was following Shu Shi's breathing, his heartbeat racing to the extreme, while a scent reminiscent of musk slowly spread throughout the tent. After it was over, Shu Shi lay on top of him to rest, their two hearts pounding closely together. Xie Yuanzhi felt a surge of tenderness. In short, he hoped Shu Shi could stay by his side a little longer. Then, he looked surprised, because the young lord was aroused again. It seemed that after a few days of absence, the young lord was full of energy, but he himself was already weak in the waist and legs and couldn't serve any longer. "This time, it's really not my fault. If I leave like this, please don't hold it against me." Xie Yuanzhi was already well aware of his own uselessness. The equally useless Shu Qingyi had no idea how much the young lord indulged him. He really was slow and dawdling. This time, who knows how long he dragged things out again. Finally, when it was all over, he languidly rolled back to his own room to rest.
Young madam, I have something important to report to you. It's about young Master Lin. Don't beat around the bush.
Spit it out.
Just say it quickly. Well, did you know that young Master Lin has a biological father? Pah, he's no good. He extorted money from the spirit beast and threatened to spread rumors if he didn't get it. He even went to the Marquis's residence saying his son was seeking justice from them. These past couple of days, young Master Lin has prepared a house for that man. I suspect young Master Lin is about to do something reckless.
Where's the house? Keep a close eye on him and report to me immediately if anything happens.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, young Master Lin has left the courtyard.
Young Master Lin left the residence.
Let's go. I'll go with you to check out that house. Hurry.
Wait a minute. Who exactly is in my house right now? I need to know immediately.
It's me.
Brother Lin, why are you here? Did you come to bring money for my father?
That's right. And to have a drink with you while I'm at it.
Hey, that's great. Come. Let's have a drink together. Just the two of us.
Ling lowered his eyes to hide the sand in them. Liu Gi drank even more heavily, not even noticing that the reason given was to have a drink with him. Lin, on the other hand, didn't touch a drop.
You, what are you doing?
Lian holds a sharp knife in his hand.
What do you think? Liu Gi, after what you did you really think I would respect you?
You've always hated me. You want to kill me.
Lion didn't deny it, because when he was a child, Liu Gi killed Lion's insane mother and often beat and scolded Lion. Remembering all the bad things he had done, Liu Gi knew he was doomed. Lin Zhen stuffed a cloth into Liu Gui's mouth. In the next moment, without hesitation, he plunged the tip of the knife into Liu Gui's thigh, then pulled it out and stabbed other places. Each stab was deep, but not fatal, and blood flowed everywhere. Lian couldn't remember how many times he had stabbed. It probably wasn't as many times as Liu Gui had smashed that insane woman with a stone back then, he thought.
Ling Ge! Don't stop!
Young madam, be careful.
Hurry and find a doctor!
Abai took off running.
Lin Ge, are you hurt? I'm asking you, are you hurt?
Are you?
Number.
Stay here by my side. Don't be impulsive anymore. I'll go stop his bleeding.
This scum isn't worth pitying even if he dies. And yet you still want to save him.
It's true that his death wouldn't be a loss, but he can't die by your hand. Lin Ge, you still have a bright future ahead of you. You can't trade your life for his it's not worth it. Lion Zhen was left speechless by these words. You know very well what's more important, so don't cause me any more trouble. Ling Ge leaned against the wall and stopped moving. After checking, they found that Liu Gi's stab wounds were all on his limbs, which made them breathe a sigh of relief. Are you calm now? Are you still scared? Lin Ge neither shook his head nor nodded. Don't overthink it, it's already over.
They're all just superficial wounds. Nothing vital was hurt. Don't worry, he can still be saved.
That's good then. Sorry to trouble you, Doctor. He'll be fine, so just rest easy. I'll take care of everything else.
You knew all along.
A few days ago, your third brother and I went out. We saw you in an alley from the restaurant window, so we asked the staff about you. That's how I found out where you went. Then I asked the people around your father and learned that you have a biological father. I guessed he might mean you harm, so I started paying attention, worried you might suffer, but I still didn't want to tell the family. Lin Ge clasped his freshly washed hands, pursed his lips, and said nothing. That's why Shu Qingyi suddenly gave him 300 taels of silver. I know you couldn't turn to the Hao family. Your father is still unconscious, and you had no one to talk to. This isn't your fault. Your father is a hero admired by all, respected by everyone. You were afraid Liu Gi would get desperate and smear his name, causing him trouble, so you used money to appease Liu Gi. You planned to get rid of him when the time was right, but it's not worth Ives a lost cause, beyond saving. But you have a new life now. You can't keep living in the past. Can you just stop caring about him from now on?
I've always wanted to kill him. That was the vow I made, only his death can quench my hatred.
He killed your mother. Those who do too much evil bring about their own destruction. Even if you do nothing, he won't live long. I don't want you to dirty your hands. Li Ying should remain silent. Seriously injuring him tonight is your revenge. If you trust me, leave the rest to Mei won't get away unpunished. If your own mother were still alive, she would surely urge you to protect yourself. She wouldn't blame you for not taking revenge.
She was just a mad woman. What would she know?
The beating Lu Gi gave him wasn't even as bad as the torment that madwoman put him through. After all, she was his birth mother. Tomorrow, take a day off and go see him. Tell him that this matter is settled, and from now on, there are no more ties, just focus on your studies. You're taking the exam this year, and I'm counting on you to become a ZUK. You can't let this affect you anymore.
There's no need. He doesn't even have a grave. I've already forgotten where he was left.
Do you not care? Shu Qingyi, think. Your birth mother is still your birth mother. If you can't remember, look for the general area. You must remember that much. If you didn't give her a proper burial then, you can gather her remains and lay her to rest.
There's no need.
That's your mother, how could there be no need? Anyway, I have nothing else to do. If you don't want to go, just show me the way and I'll go myself.
I really don't care about her. She wasn't good to me either.
I don't even know why I'm saying all this to Shu Qingyi.
If she were still alive, I probably wouldn't care about her either.
But isn't she already dead? Why are you a living person still holding a grudge against her? Just try to be understanding. She got sick, but we're still doing fine, aren't we?
Whatever you want.
In a little while, I need to go out with your eldest brother. We might be out the whole day, so we won't take Hengen with us. Is it all right for you and Grandma to stay at home?
Okay. Where are you and eldest brother going, Mother? Why can't Hengen go with you?
We're going to your eldest brother's hometown. It's too far, so we can't take you. Besides, you need to study now. You can't always follow your mother around.
All right then. I won't go then.
Mother, why are you all going to eldest brother's hometown? My master said that calling you mother sounds too distant, like a concubine's child addressing the main wife. But you treat us so well, even better than our own mother. We should call you mother. I think so too. You let me learn martial arts and even found master pay for me. You are my real mother.
Hearing this, Shu Qingji beamed with joy. This is wonderful. Second child is definitely a filial son, no doubt about it. All my efforts haven't been wasted. As long as you're willing, that's all that matters.
Of course.
I do. I really do. I want to as well. I want to call you mother too.
Hey, good boy. Shu Qingyi smiled warmly, sighing inwardly. Maybe it's not so hard to win over Xie Yuanzhi's adopted son after all. Meng Meng, go and talk to the village chief. Tell him we're here to move Brother Lin's grave, just like Grandma said. The village chief will understand when he hears what Grandma has to say. Stunned, Lu Gi, did that crazy wife of his even have a grave? None of them had ever heard about it. Following his memories, Brother Lin led the group up the mountain. Back then, after his mad mother was killed by Lu Gui ran away, leaving the 7-year-old him alone to face a horribly disfigured corpse. He went out to seek help, begging people to carry the body up the mountain. Unfortunately, no one was willing to help, so Lin Zhen used a hatchet to dismember the corpse. Taking it up the mountain in several trips, he dug a pit and buried it. Brother Bing, you're so good-looking. Your mother must have been beautiful too, right? No, she was very ugly. Then it became clear, Brother Lian's mother must have been mentally unstable and couldn't take care of herself. She just didn't bother to dress up, that's all. If she had, she would definitely have been beautiful. You probably take after your mother more.
Don't be so presumptuous. I don't really want to look like her.
Lu Gi is his whole life, and so is Wudi Fang's mother. He doesn't like anyone. Yes, you're unique. You're not like anyone else. Shu Qingyi, how could you not understand a teenager? Just being rebellious, that's all. A little coaxing and it'll be fine. I think Lu Gi just got lucky you weren't supposed to be his child. If only you'd been born from me instead. Lingge glanced over. The other person couldn't possibly have a son this old. So, do you still remember roughly where it was?
It was probably around that tree.
Did you all hear what young Master Lin said? Dig around that tree, but be gentle.
If found, bring it back. Choose a scenic spot with mountains and water. Pick an auspicious day, and bury it properly.
As long as you're happy. It seems like we found it.
Quick, cover it with an umbrella, don't let the remains get damaged. Madam, I don't know your name, so I'll just call you elder sister. I am Lin Jenner's adoptive mother, Madam Shu. I'm sorry it took me so long to come for you and made you wait. Please come home with the child now. As she finished speaking, everyone looked at Shu Qingyi with complex expressions. She really is so thoughtful and attentive when it comes to her adopted son.
Supernatural forces and strange powers.
Though quietly said, Shu Qingyi heard it, tapping his head with her fan. As his son, if you won't call his soul, how can you disrespect me? Who helps? What logic is that? Lian Zhen stayed silent. He didn't disrespect Shu Qingyi. He just disliked that crazy woman. Let's go! Maybe we can still
make it back in time for dinner.
A group of people went down the mountain.
Village chief, May I ask if there's something you need?
You're Lu Gui's son, right? I still recognize you. You look exactly as you did when you were a child.
But now you look even better, dressed like the young master of a wealthy family.
Liu Gui once took 10 taels of silver from my family and sold his son to us as a live-in son-in-law. At the time, we signed a contract, and the village chief can vouch for it.
Do you remember this?
I don't know if it's true, but you can't deny it.
Brother, don't be in such a hurry. 10 taels of silver isn't much. The Marquis's household can easily afford it. But this is about honor now, not just 10 taels of silver. The whole village knows my daughter married Liu Gui's son as her husband. Do you really think you can just return the 10 taels and be done with it? Madam, if you feel 10 taels isn't enough, we can certainly negotiate further, as long as you don't go overboard. Name your price then. His straightforwardness left Lu Dayong and his wife momentarily stunned, but then their faces lit up with joy. Wife, you say it. We don't want money. A woman can't have two husbands. Even if we take the money, my daughter's reputation can't be restored. Then what do you want? Lu Dayong's wife glanced at Lingge. Let him marry my daughter as a concubine. That would work too. Impossible. Your daughter can't enter the Marquis's household. We have our own honor to uphold. So? You want to take us to court? Do you really think you can win against the Marquis's household with just a contract signed by a scoundrel? Take the money and find another match for your daughter. My son Ling Zhen and her are not suitable for each other.
How much money can you please give us?
Your principal was 10 taels of silver. How many times do you want to multiply that? Or do you not want the money? Fine then. Let's settle this at the Yamen. With that, they tried to take people away.
Wait! We won't go to the Yamen! We want the money!
How much do you want?
800 taels.
We don't have that much. At most, we can give you 100 taels. Otherwise, let's go see the magistrate. 100 taels it is, then. All right, go get the contract. I'll give you the money after that. It's already been brought.
That thing belongs to him.
A token of trust? Bring it back with everything else.
Greedy and insatiable, with such an ugly face.
You didn't help scold them just now, so what's the point of complaining after the fact?
You really don't have to give them so much silver. Don't think they're good people buying me back. It's just so they can make me work like a horse or an ox.
Forget it. Just think of it as spending money to ward off disaster. If you can buy peace and quiet for 100 taels, why not? Getting entangled with rotten people only drains your energy. If you can solve something with money, don't waste your effort. Remember, you are precious, and no one is worth worrying over. Li and Zhen looked at Shu Qingyi in surprise. In her experience, elders never taught children to put themselves first, or to think of themselves as precious. Such a viewpoint could be considered selfish, but it really suited Lingji's taste. Let's go, so we don't get back too late. Your third brother, that clingy one, will start crying soon. Ling Zhen snapped back to reality and frowned. He just felt that Shu Qingyi was spoiling their third brother too much.
He's a boy. You shouldn't indulge him like this.
I know. I have it under control. I really do know what I'm doing. Your third brother, he'll be something extraordinary in the future. Shu Qingyi smiled. A little pampering is good better that than him running off to become a pirate at the slightest disagreement. The heir can still have children? Children depend on fate. The heir already has 3 sons. If he could have a daughter as well, I would be completely satisfied. So, you're saying the heir really can consummate the marriage? Shu Qingyin seemed to hear a gasp, and the sound of a handkerchief being torn.
Which one of you is the wife of the Marquis of Pingyang's heir?
I am.
The noble consort requests your presence. Very well.
Thank you for leading the way. Qingyi greets the noble consort and greets Princess Xining. No need to be so formal. Raise your head and let me have a look at you. There's no need to be so polite. You are Yunji's wife, so in private you can just call me Aunt. The noble consort thought to herself, she does seem gentle and sensible, but I still don't quite like her. Consort name targeted Zhu Qingyi simply because Ji Yunji was too outstanding, and on top of that, her own daughter was hopelessly in love with her cousin. So, what exactly happened with your marriage to Yunzi? Weren't you engaged to Yunzi's second younger brother? How did it suddenly end up with His Majesty bestowing you to Yunji? Because Qingyi's birth date matches the heir's, and it was believed she could bring him good fortune, her father decided to have Qingyi marry the heir.
It seems that marrying my cousin to bring him good luck makes you very happy.
Why does your highness ask this? As my parents have arranged and the matchmaker has spoken, no matter whom I marry, I will regard my husband as my world, uphold my duties, and do what a wife should do. You are quick-witted, but easily flustered. Please, your highness, do not be angry. All right, Xining, there's no need to be like this. Xining just has a straightforward temper and is only worried about her cousin, that's all. There's nothing more to it. You may sit down. This is Princess Xining, her eyes burning with hatred. After all, the man she has loved for 5 whole years is now marrying another woman as his wife. How has Yuanzhi been lately? Reporting to the noble consort, the young lord is doing well. Have you consummated your marriage with Yuanzhi? The daggers in Princess Xining's gaze toward her grew even sharper. Suddenly, the teacup by Princess Xining's hand fell to the ground with a bang. Shining, how could you be so careless? Yuanzhi, are you the one looking after those children now? Yes, I'm the one looking after them. The 3 boys are all very sensible and clever. It seems we get along quite well. Perhaps it's fate. Is that what you mean? After that, we chatted a bit more about family matters. Then Shu Qingyi was dismissed. This time you must be upset, right? It's just a man. Why are you like this? Why is it that he can, but I can't? Because you are a royal princess. His Majesty has already shown you special leniency. You'd better not do anything out of line again. What does she want to do with Princess Yang? She probably doesn't care for your little uncle anymore. If Xie Yuanzhi is the nation's unattainable white moonlight, then Xie Huai'an is just an utterly unremarkable nobody. Of course a princess of such high status wouldn't be interested. Mother, how did your conversation with Princess Zhenyang go? She seems to have a good impression of Huai'an. How did you know? Know what? Sigh. She actually likes second brother. What's wrong with the princess liking Huai'an? Not every girl in the capital likes Yuanzhi. Before Princess Zhenyang spoke with you, she even made things difficult for me. Mother, think about it. If she really wanted to marry second brother, why make things hard for me, her future sister-in-law? The Marchioness's face turned green. Don't talk nonsense. Are you saying you can't stand Huai'an? How? Lord Shu was speechless and couldn't be bothered to intervene anymore. Honestly, having a universally adored idol as a husband really is great. You get all the advantages. As a daughter-in-law, I'm just being objective. I'm worried that Princess Zhenyang might have ulterior motives. Mother, before you make any decisions, you'd better discuss it with the Marquis first. After all, Princess Zhenyang holds a noble status, of course. If the Marquis doesn't agree, how could I make the decision on my own? Such an obvious thing. Do I, as your elder, really need you to point it out to me? As the saying goes, good advice can't persuade a stubborn ghost. Since that's the case, Shu Qing couldn't be bothered to say anything more. Heir of the Marquis of Pingyang. You really do attract a lot of trouble and admirers, don't you? Tonight, Shu Qing also planned to put effort into conceiving a child, so he dismissed all the attendants serving nearby. Her words became even more casual. Your wife, me, almost got schemed against today. Hearing this, Xie Yuanzhi became anxious and wondered what had happened. You have too many admirers, he thought, feeling apologetic, guessing it must have been one of his own admirers causing trouble. As for Princess Xining, with the Imperial consort keeping an eye on her, she probably can't stir up much trouble besides smashing a teacup in front of me to vent her anger. But Princess Zhenyang is truly formidable. She actually plans to marry my second brother, taking a roundabout way to achieve her goal. If she really does marry into the family, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up in your bed one day. Xie Yuanzhi was almost startled awake by these words. As he was lost in thought, Shu Xi's fragrant kiss gently landed on his face. This pulled Xie Yuanzhi's attention back. Shu Xi would occasionally kiss his lips, especially when she was feeling passionate. She kissed him hard and said, "Why do you have to be so attractive and draw so much attention from others?" Shu Qingyi went out for a while, and after staring at the heir's face just now, she realized something. Things that others want always seem more appealing. Shu Qingyi actually found that the more she looked at this sleeping handsome man's face, the more attractive he became, which made her even more frustrated, so she couldn't help but pinch him a couple of times. But don't worry, even if the princess really marries into the family, I will guard you closely and never let her touch a single hair on you. She would never touch a man who has been touched by someone else. So it's best to stay on high alert. Shu's jealous side is unexpectedly not annoying at all, and even gives off a strangely reassuring feeling. Do you know how many people were jealous of me today? At first, I didn't think I was getting a good deal, but after walking around outside for a bit, I suddenly felt like I hit the jackpot. Let them be jealous. Let them get mad enough to throw balls at me. I'll just sleep next to you and drive them crazy with envy. Xie Yuanzhi was left speechless. Taking a moment to wonder, Xie Yuanzhi thought, is Shu so angry because she got caught up with that group of wild troublemakers the heir attracted outside? It was truly too much bullying. Fueled by a desire for revenge, Shu Qingyi worked especially hard tonight in the heir's room. Her strength matched her anger. As the target of his wife's venting, Xie Yuanzhi didn't even dare to breathe loudly for a moment, afraid that any disturbance would snap his wife out of it and she'd go back to her old lazy ways. To be honest, he hoped that the next time Madame Shu came, she could maintain this angry mood as much as possible. He didn't mind bearing the brunt of his wife's fury. Tonight, Shu Qingyi was performing exceptionally, her eyes hazy as she bit down on Xie Yuanzhi's chin. To get back at them once more and make them furious, Xie Yuanzhi, who had been taking tonics for several days, wondered whether it was the third or fourth round of revenge. In the end, it all depended on your own stamina. If you had it in you, she'd be up for 10 rounds. Because of last night's indulgence, Shu Qingyi's waist and legs were sore, and she ended up lying in bed until the next day, when the sun was already high in the sky. During this period, the third brother Hang also skipped class and came back to see if he was okay, because he said he was not feeling well when he stayed in bed in the morning. Brother Tang touched his forehead and told him to continue sleeping. Why did he come back? It's very rude to leave the teacher in the classroom. Remember to apologize to the teacher when you get back.
Mom, are you feeling better?
Okay, don't worry.
Ah, the teacher was teaching second brother to read. I only came out after I finished writing.
I see. Mother wrongly accused you.
Young madam,
It's all.
some of the...
Store all the tonic medicine in the storeroom. As for the things at the entrance, it's better to handle them personally. He really knows how to take advantage, even put such good things into storage. Du Qingyun ate the tonic that Shu Qingyi had brought and said sourly, "Whatever. If I can eat it, I might as well eat more." Madame Yun. This servant heard that yesterday, the Marchioness went to the princess's residence to choose a wife for the second young master. It's only a matter of time before the second young master gets married. He touched his pale face and stomach, just hoping that the future mistress would have a gentle temperament. Xie, go out and find out which family's daughter the Marchioness has her eye on. If you want to know more details, you could actually ask the second young master. His cultivation is almost at a breakthrough. The second young master has been diligently studying lately. I can't rely on him for everything and disturb his studies. It's not surprising that Liang Ge passed the county-level exam at 12. There are many prodigies in this world. It's also not surprising that Xie Huai'an passed the county-level exam at the age of 20. Liuer, find an opportunity to let Du Jingyu know that Madame Hao is considering marrying the second master to Princess Zhenyang. Sigh, what Princess Zhenyang? That's impossible. How could the second master possibly marry a princess? It's true. Princess Zhenyang herself has proposed marriage, and the Marquis and Madame are seriously considering it. Du Jingyun calmed down again. I need to tell the second master. The other party immediately put down their brush and asked with concern.
Hey, what's wrong? You look so flustered. Did Shu Qingyi give you trouble again?
It's not that, second master. If you married someone of even higher status, would you fall in love with her?
Jingyun, after everything we've been through together, you still doubt my feelings for you?
I'm sorry, second master. I was just too worried. I heard that.
What did you hear?
I heard that Princess Zhenyang wants to marry you. The Marquise's household and the Marchioness are considering it.
What? How is that possible? She's the daughter of Prince Su.
It's true.
Don't worry. No matter who I marry as my official wife, I only love you.
The princess has too much influence. How will you be able to keep her in check in the future? For the sake of our child, you should refuse to marry the princess. My son, this is a rare opportunity. If you miss out on Princess Zhenyang, you'll never be able to marry someone of such high status again.
But mother, she's not interested in me. If she's only marrying for status, even if she comes in, she'll be a cunning socialite.
You don't need to worry about that. Women are fickle by nature. Whoever treats her well, that's who she'll side with. Once your older brother is in that state and she sees him, she'll give up on him. When you have children with her, sooner or later, she'll be on your side. Broaden your horizons a bit and take a look at the good women out there. Du Jianyan is nothing special.
Father, I heard that the eldest prince wants to marry Zhenyang to Yunji's cousin's younger brother. Can you really agree to that?
Oh, is that true?
Yes, Zhenyang went to ask for it herself. Don't you find that strange? She's proud and aloof. How could she be interested in ordinary, unremarkable playboy?
So, what you are saying is this.
She likes Yunzi's cousin. If you let her marry into the Pingyang Marquise's household, just wait for chaos to break out there.
Xining, this is just your speculation. Prince Su hasn't mentioned anything about this to me yet.
That's because the Pingyang Marquis's household hasn't agreed yet.
Yunji is now married, and Jinyang is still an unmarried young lady. In the future, don't say such things carelessly, so as not to damage Jinyang's reputation.
Since soaking in a medicinal bath is good for promoting blood circulation, why not let father try it too? You're right, I'll talk to Dr. Chen about it tomorrow. The next day, Dr. Chen, do you think persimmons are suitable for soaking?
There are indeed benefits to medicinal baths, but the heir cannot speak. If he feels unwell during the process, I'm afraid something unexpected might happen, so I didn't suggest it.
I see, then I'll discuss it with the Marquis. If he has no objections, I'll have you prepare the medicine.
Yes.
The heir has always just wiped himself down. This is the first time he's taking a bath. The moment he sat in the tub, the skin below his chest was enveloped by the hot water. Xie Yuanzhi couldn't help but want to sneak a glance at him. It was still Madame Shu who was thoughtful, letting your father go listen as well. Who knows? Maybe the sounds from the opera stage will wake him up. That would be wonderful. If you're going out to reunite with your family, of course you should dress formally and appropriately. Once our young lord dresses up, he truly becomes charming and dashing, enough to captivate anyone. As these words fell, Xie Yuanzhi felt a waft of fragrant breeze brush past. Perhaps it was those gentle, soft fingers that once again caressed his cheek. Zixiao and Mingyue both laughed. They just loved seeing the young madame's honest and straightforward reactions. Come on, everyone hasn't seen the young lord in a long time. Let's bring our charming young lord out and let everyone have a look at it. The genuine surprise in their voices was obvious, but Lin Ji and Heng Ge were much calmer. They also called out together, then took a few more glances at their father. Really was good looking. Oh, the young lord looks so well. It must be Qingyi who takes such good care of him. Look at the two gods, smiling without taking their eyes off him. They also enjoy seeing this handsome nephew. Third aunt has come as well. Isn't that right? I was just so surprised myself earlier. Everyone flatters me too much. This really isn't my achievement at all. It's all thanks to the people around the young lord who benefit from him. I just lent a helping hand. Hearing this, Xishao and Mingyu both felt anxious for him. Young madam really doesn't like to show off.
Qingyi truly is attentive.
Zheng Ge thought to himself on the side, since my mother is so attentive in taking care of father, why doesn't she get a share of father's assets? So fake? He nudged his older brother next to him with his elbow, and Lin Jie shot him a look in return, indicating that he saw it too so fake. He wasn't buying Yun Ji's act either. Come over here, and let me have a look at you. The old madam also arrived in a wheelchair. Yunji looked even more spirited than the last time they met. Yes, of course. The young lord is getting better and better. The old madam loved hearing this. Today, Yunxi is sitting by my side, keeping me company while I listen to the opera. Of course! If the young lord doesn't keep you company, who else would he accompany? At this moment, Princess Zhenyang arrived late and plopped herself down in the seat behind Xie Yuanzhi. Chunyang, you're here. Why are you sitting in the back? Come to the front. The view is better here. No need, mother-in-law. I'm fine sitting here. Her voice rang out from the back as well. Xie Yuanzhi immediately tensed up, instantly realizing that he was sitting very close to Princess Zhenyang, and he suddenly felt quite uncomfortable. Where is Lady Shu? Lady Shu is his own wife, so why isn't she sitting by his side and instead letting Princess Zhenyang sit so close? If she gets upset, Shu Qingyi also noticed Princess Zhenyang's bold move of sitting right behind the heir. But since, despite the close distance, she couldn't see the heir's handsome face from this angle, she simply decided not to bother about it. Lin, are you nervous?
Not nervous.
She just hadn't expected that on the day of the exam. She wouldn't be coming alone. That's good. This is what the Imperial examination is like. So many students come to take the test, but only a handful can make it onto that red list.
It's just pointless worry. You can wait until the results are out on television to start worrying.
Arrogant tone. Once on television, what would I even worry about?
Mother, go home. Your son entered the exam hall.
Sigh. Even Xie Huai'an from next door has gone to line up and enter the exam hall. After eating, drinking, and taking a nap, I'll go pick up Brother Lin again in the afternoon. Brother Lin, how's it? Smooth?
Yeah, it was alright.
Alright. After a whole day of exams, you must be tired. Go home and get some rest. Brother Lin got on the carriage, and Big Brother brought some snacks for Mother and you to eat. And also, water. Little Jen hurriedly fanned Big Brother, asking, "Are you hot, Big Brother? Big Brother, you worked hard on the exam."
So, how did your uncle and nephew feel about your answers? So, the questions weren't a problem. It's just a matter of ranking high or low.
Xie Huai'an thought to himself from the side, but at this moment he couldn't let his momentum lose to his own nephew.
I also think there was no problem, haha.
We'll be waiting for your good news.
Grandfather? Third uncle, I'm heading back to my courtyard. Father, I'm leaving too. Ziling, are you really that confident about becoming an academician this time? Of course, it's just an academician after all. Second uncle, don't tell me you aren't confident.
Xie Huai'an was speechless. Before he could speak, Lin Gei turned and left, cursing that Xi Lin, that brat, was just like his father. Both had icy faces, yet people still liked them.
Mother even.
Jenner walked up to Shu Qingyi.
Father!
What did the Marquis ask you to say?
He didn't really say anything. He just asked a few questions.
You used to be busy with your studies and rarely had time to walk with your father. How about keeping your father company today,
Alright.
Or how about we just take a break? Before the results are posted, let's go spend a few days at the estate and have some fun.
It's up to you to decide.
Xie Yuanzhi hadn't thought of that, but he did feel that Madame Xu was very considerate. Linji just finished the exam, so it's a good idea to go out and relax.
Young madam, what about the heir?
Shui Cheng will take care of everything. As for the heir, let's all go together. A family should be together. The second and third sons, upon hearing that we're going to the estate to have fun, instantly became overjoyed and couldn't wait to go. They all wanted to go, so the next day Dan Huayuan's family of 5, along with several maids, nannies, and 4 guards, set out at dawn. Father, have some peaches. I'll pick a soft one for you. Upon hearing the second son's lively voice, Xingyan couldn't help but smile inwardly. The noisy chatter made her laugh to herself.
Our young master ranked first in the exam. Congratulations to young Master Lin for passing the second round.
Everyone was in an uproar, all turning to look at Brother Lin with shocked and astonished expressions. How could this be possible? Xie Huai'an's first reaction was disbelief. Brother Lin's expression remained calm, as if he hadn't noticed his second uncle's loss of composure. Brother Lin is amazing! Congratulations, congratulations! From today on, we should call you Xie Ansho. Congratulations, big brother.
Congratulations, congratulations. Now that we have an Anshu in our household, we can hold our heads high too.
Madame Hu forced a smile at the side and also offered a half-hearted congratulations, then anxiously waited for news about Xie Huai'an. Honestly, why hasn't he come back yet? Just then, another servant who had been sent out returned.
How did it go?
Second master has been selected.
No, I couldn't find second master's name.
Madame Hu's face turned unpleasant, feeling humiliated. The uncle and nephew took the exam together, and the 12-year-old nephew was selected by a dark horse, while the uncle didn't even make it onto the list. How could he possibly bear such disgrace? Xie Huai'an's face stiffened, and his fist clenched tightly inside his sleeve. The old lady was also a bit disappointed, but said, "It's all right. Huai'an only recently picked up his books again, so it's understandable that he didn't pass this time. He can just take the exam again next year. There's still another chance."
Grandmother, you don't need to trouble yourself comforting me. It's my own incompetence.
Qingyi, have you decided how you're going to congratulate Lin Zhen, grandmother? What do you think? I don't think we need to hold a big banquet. It's enough for our family to celebrate quietly. As soon as these words were spoken, Anshu himself showed no expression. But Shu Qingyi's heart sank. Why should it be this way? Brother Bing solved major cases at 12 and is also Xi Yun's eldest son. Doesn't that deserve the Marquis's residence to hold a grand banquet for days? They say there won't be a banquet, so there won't be one. Truly, this is a case of the bird gone and the bow put away now that his father is bedridden. He has no value. The old madam saw Shu Qingyi's face darken and knew she was wrong, but the Marquis's residence only has Xie Huai'an as its sole heir now. In the future, he will be the only one left. If he falls, what hope does the Marquis's residence have? Qingyi still has the provincial and metropolitan exams ahead. It's not too late to hold a banquet then, but Brother Lin has already passed the preliminary exam. In any case, we can't let the child feel wronged. Even if we don't give out rewards at the banquet, we can't skip it altogether. Let's reward Brother Lin with 100,000 taels of silver. What do you think? A few days of banquets certainly won't cost that much, but by announcing the banquet to the world, letting everyone know that my son passed the preliminary exam at the age of 12, and celebrating with the people, that sense of pride and honor, it's not really about the money.
Mother, why don't we just do as Grand Empress said?
It didn't matter much to Ling, but 100,000 taels of silver would be enough for their whole family to live on for a long time. Good child, then it's settled. The mother and her children, all still fuming, returned to Danhuai courtyard. Because second uncle didn't pass the exam, eldest brother's celebration banquet was cancelled. How could they do this?
It's okay. Getting the silver is pretty good too.
Pretty good, my ass. Your mother doesn't even need that 100,000 taels. Second brother was stunned for a moment. Then he loudly echoed, pretty good, my ass. It felt so satisfying to curse like that. He just liked this kind of mother. It was great. Mom. Hunga wanted to learn too, but fortunately, Shu Qingyi quickly covered his mouth to teach him a lesson. Children are not allowed to learn that it's disgraceful to good manners. Henge blinked his bright eyes at his mother, seemingly dissatisfied. Second brother raised his eyebrows at him proudly, showing off that he was allowed to learn it.
Actually, it's pretty good not to get it for free. If I did, I'd owe someone a favor. If second uncle ever turns against me in the future, I'd still have to repay that favor. What a hassle.
You're right. Anyway, you don't have any expectations of them, so it's better if you don't owe each other anything. By the way, you should tell your father about this great news of you passing the exam. Yes, you need to go tell your father. The second child crossed his arms and strode towards Xie Yuanzhi's room. Hunga also ran a couple of steps after him, but when he saw Shu Qingyi hadn't followed, he turned back and took his mother's hand. Clearly, compared to going to find his father, he preferred to stay with his mother. Aren't you going? I'll wait a bit longer. Shu Qingyi glanced confidently outside the courtyard. Didn't your great-grandmother say she was going to bring us some silver? I just want to see when she'll actually bring it, or if she's trying to swindle us. Linjie found it amusing. Mother was actually quite fond of money, almost like a little miser. Once inside, they could already hear the second brother talking to their father. Second eldest brother passed the provincial exam, but because second uncle didn't pass, great-grandmother wouldn't allow mother to throw a banquet for eldest brother. No banquet at all. Who would have known that Ji Lian was your son? It's a pity that because second uncle failed the exam, this chance to become famous was wasted just like that. Zhenge was full of resentment and stood up for eldest brother. When he saw eldest brother come in, he added, but great-grandmother gave 100,000 taels as compensation. Mother has only been married into the family for half a year, and she's already spent so much on us. This is the first time we've received real silver from the estate.
We haven't received it yet.
It means we still haven't gotten it. Xie Yuanzhi was stunned, and as soon as Zhenge saw him come in, he started complaining. The information was coming in too fast, leaving him dizzy and confused, and he needed some time to sort out his complicated feelings. After all, it was his own son. Even if they held a vigil for 10 days and nights, no one would dare say a word. Yet his grandmother, in order to spare his second uncle's feelings, offered 100,000 taels to settle things quietly. The combined sum of his own savings and his mother's dowry was an astronomical figure. It was many times more than 100,000 taels, yet his own child had to accept this mere 100,000 taels, swallowing his grievances in silence. If he himself were awake, things would certainly be very different. Even if not everyone came to offer congratulations from all directions, the house would at least be bustling with visitors. And what about eldest brother and mother?
They're waiting outside for the money from great-grandmother, probably afraid that she might go back on her word and not give it to them afterwards.
Great-grandmother wouldn't refuse to give it, would she?
Father, the results were announced today, and your son has passed. Mother asked me to come and tell you.
Hearing Linga's calm and indifferent voice, Xie Yuanzhi felt even more uncomfortable inside.
Did your mother ask you, the eldest son, to come?
Although the reserve Link had never told him that he preferred his mother more in the future, he vaguely felt that all three children were the same. They were probably getting closer and closer to their mother, but drifting further and further away from him. A single tear silently slipped from the corner of Xie Yuanzhi's eye, unnoticed by anyone, because Shu Qingji walked in and the children's attention immediately shifted to her. Mother, did you get the silver from great-grandmother? How could it be that fast? After talking with your father, are you feeling any better? Great-grandmother wouldn't try to go back on her word, would she? That's unlikely. It'll probably just be a bit delayed. The second child crossed his arms and glared angrily at his mother. There's actually something I've been wanting to discuss with the three of you, but I'm worried you might not be able to accept it. Mom, what is it? Go ahead and say it. Just suppose your father wakes up. Have you ever thought about what that would be like? If Dad wakes up, of course that would be wonderful. Sigh. Once your father wakes up, your lives will get much better, but my mission will also be complete. When the time comes for me to step back after accomplishing my task, what do you mean by that? It has something to do with tradition. He immediately looked at his eldest brother, who had just been struck by a hidden attack. The eldest brother also seemed shocked, and Xie Yuanzhi, who was lying behind Shu Qingyi, looked equally surprised. Mom, what do you mean? How did you marry our father? You all know that. So if your father can wake up, I certainly can't continue to occupy the position of the prince's wife. That is not what your father would want, nor is it what I want. All 3 children were stunned. So, what mother means is that you want to separate from father? The calmest person of all was Xie Yuanzhi.
Why? Is it that you want to leave after I wake up because you don't like me? Or are you worried that I won't accept you as the wife who married in while I was unconscious?
Mother, do you not want us anymore? Looking at eldest brother, hoping he would say something. Of course not. How could I not want you? You will always be my sons. The 3 children finally breathed a sigh of relief, thinking, as long as we are mother's sons, that's enough. Then why did you say, you will always be mother's good children? But after your father wakes up, I will have to leave the residence. As for you, stay in the Marquise's manor and grow up well. In the future, you can achieve great things. If you still miss me, you can come out and reunite with me. Of course, if you don't miss me anymore, I won't force you.
Mother means she won't be husband and wife with father, but she'll still be our mother. She's just leaving first to wait for us, since we'll all have to leave the Marquis' manor sooner or later anyway.
Mother, don't worry. Of course I miss you. When I grow up, I'll go out and find you. But by staying with your father, you'll have better food, drink, and things to use. In this regard, I really can't compare to your father.
Got it. I'll spend Dad's money, grow up well, and then earn money to take care of you.
Shu Qingye burst out laughing. This child is a bit too straightforward. It's a bit embarrassing. Why do you have to leave? What if Dad doesn't want you to go? This has nothing to do with what your father thinks. It's just that I don't want to be anyone's wife. I only want to be your mother, that's all. Mother won't leave. Won't leave. Won't leave. Your father hasn't even woken up yet, has he? Are you going to leave or not? All right. Let's not talk about it anymore. Ben Jen, be good, let Mom take you to rest. As they walked out, the eldest and the second child followed them outside as well. For a moment, no one noticed that their father's hand, which had been under the bedding, had miraculously clenched into a fist and was gripping the quilt tightly. With a burst of determination, Xing Yun opened his eyes. He regained control of his body.
Someone, come.
Xie Yuanzhi sat up. Mo Yan stumbled in, and upon seeing the young master sitting on the edge of the bed, he called out, Young madam, the young master is awake! For a moment, both Shu Qingyi and her son were stunned. The young master is awake. Shu Qingyan immediately took the brush from Hengei's hand, scooped up the little one from under his armpits, and quickly walked away.
Young madam, come quickly! The young master is awake!
Double happiness arrived. Heaven truly blesses us.
That's right. Ah, it really is heaven's blessing. This is wonderful.
Where is the young master?
The young master likes to be clean. He complained about feeling dirty as soon as he woke up. Young madam, young master Heng, why don't you both sit down and wait for a bit? The young master will be out very soon.
Just wait here for a bit. He noticed that Heng seemed a little dazed. Heng, your father is awake. Are you happy? Yes, I am, Heng replied, then went up and hugged Shu Qingye around the neck, softly saying, Mom, don't go. Shu Qingye was taken aback and sighed softly. Why did he have to wake up at such a crucial moment? All right, Mom will listen to you and won't leave. Then she heard some movement behind her, presumably. The heir had come out. Entering the tomb was a tall, striking figure. This national heartthrob stood up, and sure enough, he was tall and upright. Heir, Heng Heir, your father is here. Hurry and greet him. Father?
At the corner of his eye.
Xie Yuanzhi nodded, his gentle gaze falling on his youngest son. Then, he looked up, his eyes deeply meeting Shu Qingji's. He had already guessed this woman's identity. She must be his wife, Madame Shu.
Young master. This is the young madam I just mentioned to you.
It was their first meeting. Shu Qingyi composed herself, smiled, and said, Young master, my name is Qingyi. It's truly wonderful that you've woken up.
Madam, you've worked hard. I've learned from Mo Yan what happened between us. I have no objections to this marriage. Thank you, madam, for staying by my side and never abandoning me.
Shu Qing was still surprised. She hadn't expected that as soon as the heir came, he would say these things to her. Your Highness, there's no need to be so formal. Being able to stay at Danhui Courtyard to take care of you and the 3 children is both Qingyi's honor and makes her feel guilty. After all, what good woman would take advantage of her husband's coma to run off with his 3 adopted sons?
But husband and wife are one, and the road ahead is still long.
Sigh, even the voice of the nation's male idol is top-notch.
Go, notify Lin Zhen and Zhen Jenner to come see me.
After Xie Yuan woke up, he didn't allow anyone around him to make a fuss. First, he ordered someone to notify Shu Qingyi, asking Shu Qingyi to be the first to come see him. Only after that did he call for the eldest and second sons. Shouldn't we notify the old madam and the marquis as well?
No rush. Let me see the children first, then we'll talk.
Your Highness, let me take Hang Jenner. You just woke up, don't tire yourself out. This little one is actually quite heavy. Xie Yuanzhi, on the other hand, didn't feel it was heavy, but noticed that Heng Ge was uncomfortable. His small body was already leaning toward his mother, so he let go of him accordingly.
He feels weightless now. You've taken very good care of him.
It's only right. However, when the couple actually met and sat together, it became clear that Madame Shu's thoughts truly weren't on him. If a woman cares about a man, her gaze could never be so open and frank, without a trace of affection. I'm right, aren't I? You're awake too. That's great. Now Big Brother's banquet is settled, isn't it, Mother?
Zhengener, you haven't been around for a while, and you've grown taller and thinner.
Zhen Jenner shyly scratched his head. It's all thanks to Mother. She found me a lion dance partner. My lion dance partner is Pei Che. He used to be one of your subordinates, Father.
It's him.
That's right. Let your eldest brother greet your father first. Only then did the second brother realize what was going on. He quickly gave his eldest brother an apologetic smile and stepped aside.
Sister, with Lin Jenner's father in a coma, you've worked hard caring for your brothers.
It's not hard at all. It's what I should do. The one who really has it tough is Mother. She not only cares for you, but also looks after us 3 brothers.
That's right, Father. The second brother just echoes whatever is said. Big brother, if you have something to say more. Xie Yuanzhi followed the children's words and looked over at Shu Qingyi. Mingji has finished the county exam, and today the results were posted. He passed the preliminary round.
It's all thanks to your careful care that Lingen was able to focus on the exam.
Not at all. It's what I should do.
Let's not make it public yet. I want to wait a bit before meeting anyone.
It's better for the young master to rest and recover before seeing people, so he won't be overwhelmed. Xie Yuanzhi smiled at Shu Qingyi.
Madam is right.
When Shu Qingyi saw that smile, she froze. For a moment, she felt like she'd seen a ghost, though, admittedly. A very good-looking one. She was startled and dazzled. She thought, oh my, are we supposed to be unfamiliar? Just a plastic couple? Why is the young master smiling at me so charmingly for no reason? The little deer in her heart was almost ready to leap out. That wouldn't do. She had to keep that irrational little deer in check. Second eldest brother roasted some secret snacks, but the Grand Empress Dowager, out of consideration for second uncle's failure in the exams, wouldn't allow Mother to throw a lavish banquet for eldest brother.
No need to be sad. Your eldest brother's banquet will definitely be held.
Wow, that's great.
Well,
100,000 tael Xie was thinking about the 100,000 taels the Grand Empress Dowager promised, which he hadn't received.
a mere 100,000 taels.
Xie Yong looked at his eldest son with amusement. He himself had already thought about those private savings, and his mother's dowry. Once he got them back, his wife and children wouldn't have to worry about such small sums.
It's truly rare for a lion to awaken. I, Chen, wouldn't dare take credit. After all, to have such a good outcome, the young madam is the one who deserves the most credit.
With things as they are, what more could one ask for?
He left, scent of medicine in tow. Shu Qingyi, stunned, thought, to have such a wife, what more could a husband ask for? Was that a confession, or just a polite remark? He understood.
Mother, what business do you have with your son?
Seeing the Marquis arrive, the old madam didn't beat around the bush and directly laid out her thoughts. What do you think?
This would be unfair to Brother Lin. Huai'an has just regained confidence in the Imperial examinations. If something extreme happened, it would be easy for him to suffer a setback.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So, I want to give Brother Lin 100,000 taels as a reward, and not bother with Lu Shuian. If you have no objections, I'll have the nanny fetch the banknotes.
All of Yunji's private savings are with me, and the shops and estates also bring in a considerable income every month. Mother, do you think we should entrust part of it to Qingyi to manage?
Let's wait a bit longer. The most pressing matter right now is to deliver the salt to Yunji. He has to take care of both the salt transport and the 3 children, so he's stretched too thin and probably doesn't have the time or energy to handle anything else. Sai, it's not that I don't want to hand over Yunji's private savings, it's just that I think we should wait a few more years, let's talk about it, after Yunji's wife has given birth to a child. There's no rush right now.
Yes, in the end, it's Lin Gare who has been wronged by us. Let's add another 100,000 taels here.
Alright, let's do it this way. In total, the Huai'an estate has received 200,000 taels in silver notes. The reason you couldn't conceive before was definitely because you weren't putting in enough effort yourself, or your methods were wrong. Now that the heir has finally woken up, you need to seize the opportunity. Shu Qingyi couldn't help but laugh and cry at the same time. Nanny, you don't need to worry about this. The heir has just woken up, so he probably isn't in the mood for that right now. Let's wait and see later. He really isn't in the mood. But still, you can't just let the heir sleep alone in a cold bed, can you? Why don't you have Suye go and ask the heir if he needs me to go over and attend to him tonight? Sai, that's exactly what you should do. Young Madam Lin sent me over to ask you. Do you need the young madam to come over and attend to you tonight?
Have the madam move over. She's been staying in the side room these days. It's been hard on her.
When Suye heard the young lord's instructions, she seemed a bit stunned. The young madam was just asking if she should come serve the young lord tonight, but he directly told her to move in. At noon, I reported to the young madam that the young lord wants you to move into the main house and live with him. And he also said that making you stay in the side room these days has been unfair to you. What should we do, Hengji? How could that be appropriate? Tonight is the first time you and the young lord will officially share a bed. It's your proper wedding night. How could you let someone else take your place? That wouldn't make sense at all. Shu Qingyi forced a smile, knowing it was impossible. Bringing a third wheel to sleep with them would be like blatantly telling the young lord, I don't want to be intimate with you. Young lord, sorry to keep you waiting.
It's fine. Come, have a seat. The autumn air is dry. Have a cup of tea to settle down.
All right then, thank you, young lord.
You and I are husband and wife. There's no need to be so polite.
His gaze fell on his wife's fair and delicate profile.
These days have been hard on you, and you've suffered grievances as well.
Xie Yuanzhi suddenly remembered that he seemed to be about 10 years older than his wife, almost a whole generation apart. As for me, it's nothing much. Not really a grievance. If anyone has suffered, it's Lin Zhen and his brothers during the time you were unconscious. They truly endured a lot, but there's still plenty of time in the future, so there's no rush to talk about it now. For the moment, let's just get some rest.
All right.
Yet in his heart, he thought, when other women see him, they get shy or passionate, or at least feel uneasy. But his wife is different. She is neither shy nor passionate, just considerate, thoughtful, tolerant, and calm. Being with her feels like basking in a gentle spring breeze, yet there's something elusive about her. As Shu Qingyi walked to Xie Yuanzhi, when she reached the bedside, she casually took off the outer robe from her partner. Xie Yuanzhi glanced at his wife's graceful figure and couldn't help but recall countless nights in the past. She lay down on the inside, leaving the outer spot for him. The autumn quilt was very thin, and there was only one. Lying under the same quilt with the heir, he suddenly said with a worried tone, I wonder if Heng Ge is crying.
Ah? Why would Hengo cry?
Because he always sleeps with me.
He's almost 5 years old now. That's not proper. You shouldn't spoil him too much.
All right. You should get some sleep. It's been a chaotic day with all the turmoil and exhaustion.
This body just isn't cooperating. Once I've recovered, I'll make it up to you with a proper wedding night.
It would have been better if she hadn't said any now that she has. Shu Qingyi can't fall asleep. Xie Yuanzhi's body may be weak, but with so much on his mind, he couldn't sleep either. Lying beside him was his wife, with whom he had shared countless intimate moments. Yet for the first time, that familiar, subtle fragrance lingered in the bed curtains, gently filling the air. Is the young master feeling unwell anywhere?
No, madam. You don't need to worry about me.
Shu Jiang was also lying there just fine, but suddenly the nation's male idol leaned over to speak. Honestly, her ears tingled and felt numb. It was quite enjoyable. Is the young master not used to sharing a bed with someone?
I'm used to it. Thanks to madam for not minding and being willing to move in and live with me. I'm very clear-headed.
Shu Qingye blinked, inwardly marveling at how pleasant the young master's voice was. In the morning, when she woke up, her husband was still sound asleep beside her. While sleeping, Miss Shu looked a bit more youthful and innocent, more in line with his actual age than when he was awake, but as soon as he opened his eyes, that changed. Young master, since you no longer have affection for them and the Queen Mother is also tired of them, they are no longer suitable to continue serving in the inner court. However, if you wish, we can replace them all with maidservants as a reward. What do you think?
I no longer need affection or service. Let maidservants attend my wife. Don't worry about me. My lady, could you comb my hair?
Of course. Please have a seat, young master. But I must warn you, I may not be very skilled at it.
It's all right.
Young master's long hair is truly well cared for. It's cool to the touch. Once I'm done, I'll help you put on the gilded crown again. All done. Thank you, madam. Xie Yuanzhi smiled at his wife in the bronze mirror. Hey, smiling like that is cheating. He had deliberately avoided looking at the mirror just now, knowing that the young master would unconsciously be too charming though in this. The young master was wrongly accused. He truly doesn't like to smile. A cold, expressionless face is his default. Even without smiling, he already attracts plenty of admirers. If he smiled more, who knows what would happen? Just then, Heng, Ge's crisp voice came from outside. Mom, are you awake yet? Can I come in? Mommy's good little darling, come in quickly. He ran all the way in and threw himself into his mother's arms. Then, seeing that his father was also there, he stood up properly. Dad, are you feeling better today?
Thank you for your concern, Hunga. I'm much better today. Come here.
Henge hesitated for a moment, then walked over to his father.
In the past, I was only focused on leading troops and fighting battles, and I neglected you all too much. That was my fault. From now on, I won't go anywhere else. I'll stay here with your mother and watch over you, and be here for you as you grow up.
Hearing this, he leaned against his father's shoulder, his small hands tightly hugging his father's neck. Father won't leave, and mother won't leave either. But just as Hunga shed this, he felt a jolt of fear. Was this the prelude to being sold off? Fortunately, the young lord didn't seem to think too much about it.
All right. Father won't leave. Mother won't leave either. We'll always be here with you.
The clever little Henge turned his head to look at Shu Qingyi, as if what father said didn't count, and only what mother said mattered. Mother? Is what father said true? Of course it's true. Eldest and second brother have also arrived and are waiting in the main room for father, mother, and third brother to come have breakfast together. Why haven't father and mother come yet?
Father's health is weak, so it's only right for him to sleep a little longer.
That's true. They really do seem like a well-matched couple, father and mother. Walking in one after the other, third brother, who usually clings to mother like a koala, was finally being carried in by father today. Second brother felt a bit emotional just like mother. Father would spoil third brother endlessly in the future. It was enviable, the way their parents doted on him. All right, let's go and sit down. Sorry to keep you all waiting for a bit. If you're hungry, you still have to wait. That's not how it works. You have to wait for father and mother to sit down first, then Ling and Zhen can sit down too. This is our family's first meal together. We should all be neat and orderly, right, big brother? Even Guy rarely agreed with second brother's words.
Father, how are you feeling today?
Father is doing well.
Xie Yuanzhi smiled as he quickly filled his brother's bowls with food. Usually, this was Shu Qingyi's job. Finally, it's no longer solo parenting. As she was laughing, a portion was placed in her own bowl as well. She turned her head and met Xie Yuanzhi's handsome face.
Madam, do you like this? If you don't, I can get you something else.
Everyone else at the table, except for Shu Qingyi, immediately lowered their heads in unison, pretending not to exist. Witnessing this scene, Shu Qingyin's ears. She recalled again what the nanny had said. I think the young lord is quite fond of you. Thank you, young lord. I like everything on this table.
Madam, you're too polite.
After that, the family of 5 enjoyed a warm and happy breakfast together.
Everything you've said, Father has remembered. In the future, tell Father right away, just like now. Understand?
The brothers all responded warmly, feeling a sense of comfort in their hearts. They felt that after father woke up, he truly became very different from before. Although their old father was also very good, he inspired awe and made people feel reserved, not daring to get close. But the father now is wonderful. They all hope that this version of their father can last a little longer and never change.
Madam, is there nothing you want to say to me?
Everything that needed to be said, the children have already said. If there's anything else, I'll talk to the heir privately later. What she means is to discuss their rather superficial marriage.
All right, we'll talk about it privately later.
Big brother, father has changed so much for the better. Will he stay like this from now on?
He probably won't change back. Men become more mature after they get married.
Zhengge nodded thoughtfully. He also felt that father had changed because of mother. But what should we do if mother leaves? I can't bear for her to go. What if, after she leaves, father goes back to how he was before, and our home becomes cold and quiet again? Our happy family would fall apart once more.
Not necessarily. Haven't you noticed? Father is very fond of mother, and is trying hard to win her favor.
They weren't like this before, but now they're so considerate and gentle. Their feelings are really easy to guess.
Even if you leave, we can still pack our things and go to mother. Father will be happy about that.
What you said makes sense. That's why father likes mother. He used to be so good at pretending, even saying he'd rather die than get married. Now, even with a blind marriage and a mute wedding, he still ended up falling for her. These two brothers have no idea that their father is hiding a huge secret. If this secret were ever revealed, it would shock all four of them, especially Shu Qingyi, who might just die of embarrassment. So, in order to protect his wife's dignity, Xie Yuanzhi has decided to take this secret to the grave.
Madam, did I disturb you?
No, not at all. Have you studied tea ceremony, Your Highness? This is black tea, right?
Ah, yes, I have some experience. Madam, please. Thank you for your hard work, Li Zhang.
How could I possibly deserve to have the nation's beloved Bai Yiguang serve me tea? What Shu Qingyi doesn't know is that, in fact, it wasn't just upon waking up that the other person started to see her differently. In his heart, the two of them as husband and wife have already been adjusting to each other for almost half a year. From resisting her in both words and actions to now gladly accepting her, His Highness has already gone through the entire process on his own. Now, he longs to get closer to his wife, but he's also afraid of scaring her, so he chooses to take things step by step. Spend more time with the heir. Since there's nothing else to do, why don't we talk about our marriage? For a moment she felt wronged, as if she had already anticipated what Shu Qingyi wanted to discuss, but at this moment, she pretended not to understand.
What's wrong with our marriage? I feel very fortunate. Thank you, madam, for being willing to marry me.
It is I who am marrying above my station, Your Highness.
Madam, if you have any requests or dissatisfaction with me, please feel free to say so. I will correct myself.
That's not what I meant.
So, does that mean you are very satisfied with me, and there's nothing you want me to change?
This is the first time Xie Yuanzhi has shamelessly said something like this. He sips his tea to hide his nervousness. You're quite narcissistic, aren't you? The noble Xie Yuanzhi turns out to be this kind of person. No, that's not what I meant. I mean...
Madam, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. Could you help me outside to get some fresh air?
How are you feeling? Should I call for a doctor to take a look?
Chest tightness, shortness of breath.
As Xie Yuanzhi spoke, the richest man came to his senses, his hand on Shu Qingyi's wrist through her sleeve. He made his first contact with the lady.
Madam, just help me outside for a walk, and that'll be enough.
Shu Qingyi glanced down and saw that the very hand that had just teased her into a flurry of thoughts was now resting on her wrist. The sensation made her recall even more past encounters, and her cheeks quietly flushed. Xie Yuanzhi, thinking of his wife and agreeing to go outside, felt a tickle deep in his throat and couldn't help but cough lightly, his handsome face tinged with a faint blush. Is it really just chest tightness and shortness of breath? Are there any other discomforts?
It's nothing serious, just a bit of tightness.
All right. Shu Qingyi supported him as they walked out. Your Highness, are you feeling any better?
A bit better. Sigh, what would I do without you, my lady?
Let's wait until Your Highness has recovered before discussing anything else.
Could it be that the contraceptive soup didn't work?
Could it be that I'm pregnant with Xie Huai'an's child? No, how could I possibly be pregnant with Xie Huai'an's child? Who does he think he is? The one I want to have a child with is Xie Yuanzhi.
Your Highness, perhaps you should find a doctor to take a look.
Go ahead, find a doctor, but make sure it's someone trustworthy.
Yes, Your Highness.
Congratulations, Your Highness. You are indeed pregnant, about half a month along.
For now, I don't wish to have a child. Doctor, please prescribe me an abortifacient.
Your Highness, may I ask if you still want to have children in the future?
Of course I do.
Your Highness, if you still wish to have children, then you cannot lose this child. Otherwise, given your current condition, it may be very difficult for you to conceive again in the future.
What did you say?
Your body has been weakened, most likely due to the use of strong medicine, so you must not let it deteriorate any further.
Jinyang County Princess clenched her fists. Wasn't it due to strong medicine? Both Meking pill and contraceptive decoction are extremely potent drugs.
Yes, Your Highness. The miscarriage medicine can't be taken.
Jinyang County Princess slumped, lost in thought, on the soft couch. Ming Ming, I just thought of an idea.
What idea?
If I don't admit it, who would know that this child is Xie Huai'an is? What if I say the child belongs to Xie Yuanzhi?
Ah, but your highness, what good would it do you to say the child is the heirs?
Of course there are benefits. If I discuss it with Xie Huai'an, we can use this child to force the Marquise's household to divorce Shu Qingyi, and Xie Huai'an can use this to suppress those adopted sons. Just think, if his son inherits everything from Xie Yuanzhi, what reason would he have to refuse? Go and invite Second Master over. Has something happened?
Qingyi.
Since the Marquis can't say it, I will. I just told him I'm pregnant with the heir's child. Shu Qingyi was shocked, almost wanting to laugh. Your Grace, you must be joking. You're my second brother's wife, how could you be carrying the heir's child? Besides, the heir is currently weak and frail, making it impossible for him to get a woman pregnant. But sister-in-law, I've been pregnant for quite some time now.
Is that so?
That's right. Besides, the princess can't even step over the threshold of Danwei courtyard, so how could she possibly get close to the heir? You can't conceive, but you claim the heir's seat is weak, who can prove that? And besides, you don't stay in Danwei courtyard all day without ever leaving. How do you know I haven't been inside before? Shu Qingji sneered inwardly. Judging by these words, they're trying to frame him by force. If the heir hadn't woken up, he really wouldn't have been able to defend himself. How ridiculous. Just because the princess says with her mouth that the child is the heir's, I could just as well say the child is my second brother's. At midnight, Princess Zenyang's brows couldn't help but twitch. The princess and the second brother are the real couple. If the princess is pregnant, instead of having her own husband take responsibility, she wants my sister-in-law's husband to take the blame. Prince Su really has a fine family upbringing. I wonder what His Majesty would think if he heard about this. No matter how eloquent you are, it's useless. The child in this princess's belly is Xie Yuanzhi's, and that's that. If you want to make a scene, go ahead, but you'll only end up disgracing the entire Marquise's household. Even the upright and honorable heir Xi will be shamed along with you. Do you think the Marquis would ever let something like this happen?
Your Highness, why must you push people so far?
That's exactly what I want to ask the Marquis in return. Why would the Marquis risk offending the Prince Su's household for someone so insignificant? The Marquis's face turned ashen. Standing outside the door, Xie Yuanzhi also paused, wanting to know his father's answer.
I do not agree to this. Unless you have evidence to prove that the child is Yuanzhi's.
The Marquis's words were clearly meant to stall for time. Ku Qingyi had long since seen through the shrewdness of the Marquis and the elders. Xie Yuanzhi understood as well, so he didn't care to listen any further. He now knew very well what kind of person his father was. Xie Yuanzhi pushed the door open and entered.
Yes.
But when I saw who was coming, I was stunned.
Dizzy.
Princess Zhenyang was also stunned and stared blankly at the man at the door.
Yuanzhi. Father, your son is awake? I'm awake. That's great. That's really great. Your son has been unfilial and made you worry. It's good that I'm awake. It's good that I'm awake.
While Xie Yuanzhi was talking to his father, his gaze had already drifted past his father's shoulder and landed on his wife. When he met his wife's eyes, he gave her a reassuring smile. Princess Zhenyang, who was standing to the side, was utterly entranced. It was rare to see Xie Yuanzhi smile, yet today she saw a pair of cool, clear eyes, captivating and soul-stirring. Relying on her status as a princess, Yuanzhi shamelessly disregarded all decorum and went straight to Shu Qingyi's side.
Madam, is that lady over there my sister-in-law?
Yes, this is Princess Zhenyang, and she is also my second brother's newlywed wife.
I see. Sister-in-law, it's inappropriate for you to address uncle by his given name. My wife and I don't like it.
Shu Qingyi immediately shot the heir a look, speechless. Why does this person always like to drag her down with him? Princess Zhenyang has admired Xie Yuanzhi for many years, but to be honest, the number of times she's actually stood in front of Xie Yuanzhi and spoken with him is... But those opportunities have been very few. I am Zhenyao. 5 years ago, during the Royal Autumn Hunt, you helped me stop Qi-Qing, didn't you? Do you still remember?
It's been so long, I don't really remember. When it comes to matters of life and death, no matter whose horse it is, I would step in to help.
I remember you never wanted to marry, and you looked jealously at Shu Qingyi. While you were unconscious, the Marquise's household arranged a marriage for you without your consent.
I am very happy. Many thanks to the elders for their thoughtfulness and arrangements. Qingyi and I are deeply in love, and our fate was destined by heaven. The fact that I was able to wake up after being in a coma for a whole year is the best proof of that. Madame said those words especially for you to hear.
Even though I haven't won Madame's favor, I don't want to give up on her just like that. So I boldly grabbed onto Madame's sleeve.
I know you were first my second brother's fiancé, and only later, due to various reasons, married me mostly because circumstances forced you. not by choice. The Marquis's household has wronged you, forcing you into the situation.
Princess Zenyang's face darkened, and she almost jumped up. What do you mean, second brother's fiancé? They had already completed the wedding ceremony. Xie Yuanzhi was clearly Xie Huai'an's wife. Turning a sister-in-law into a wife, does Xie Yuanzhi really not find that disgusting? When the Marquis heard this, he was reminded of that rebellious son Xie Huai'an and what he did on his wedding night, and his old face showed some embarrassment. Indeed, they had wronged Shu Qingyi in this matter. And that's not the only thing. Those matters are all in the past. Your lordship need not blame yourself. Now I'm only worried that Xie Yuanzhi will cling to me, so I hurriedly pulled my sleeve free. As my fingertips slipped away, Xie Yuanzhi's gaze darkened.
No matter what my lady thinks now, my heart belongs to you, my lady.
So it turns out, your lordship truly does have those feelings for me. His anxious heart finally gave out. He saw Princess Zenyang's little face turn pale, so pained she was about to faint.
Just now, I heard at the door that my sister-in-law is pregnant with my second brother's child. Congratulations.
That single congratulations almost made Princess Zenyang cough up blood. Not only did she fail to steal Xie Yuanzhi's child, she also lost her husband and her troops.
Someone, come here. Go and bring Second Master over.
If Lord Marquis wants to know the truth, why not just ask second brother directly whether he consummated the marriage with Princess Zenyang? The Marquis is a shrewd man and immediately understood his eldest daughter-in-law's meaning. In other words, framing Xie Yuanzhi might have been something Xie Huai'an and Princess Zenyang plotted together. To get second brother to tell the truth, Your Excellency, let's hide behind the screen for now.
All right.
Xie Yuanzhi unhesitatingly followed his wife behind the screen.
Have you and your wife consummated your marriage?
No, my son and the princess have not consummated their marriage yet.
If you haven't consummated the marriage, then whose child is the princess carrying? The princess? The princess is pregnant?
She still doesn't know that the truth has already been exposed and is still putting on an act. Of course the child in my womb belongs to my husband. Who else could it be? With a frown he thought, this isn't what we agreed on. Immediately after, a heavy slap landed on his face.
Xie Huai'an, you even scheme against your own brother. You scoundrel. Who taught you to behave like this?
Your Highness, why are you trying to harm me? Wasn't this what we agreed on? Are you trying to pin this on the stall owner?
This isn't my fault. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for being unlucky. Your eldest brother has woken up.
What? Big brother is awake? No, that's impossible. How could big brother possibly wake up?
At this moment, Xie Yuanzhi walked out from behind the screen.
Second brother, big brother has woken up. You don't seem very happy about it.
Ah, how could that be? Big brother waking up, I'm thrilled. I couldn't be happier. Father, this time, it really wasn't my intention to scheme against my elder brother. I had no choice. I was forced by the princess's tyranny. There was nothing I could do.
You're still making excuses? Are you saying that agreeing to this marriage behind our backs was also something you had no choice about? Son, do you think you did nothing wrong? Do you think we've always favored your big brother over you?
The Marquis saw through his second son's thoughts and mercilessly tore away his pretense.
Then think about it yourself. What mistakes has your older brother made from childhood until now? If you can name even one, I'll let you off today. You can't. Can you? Now think about yourself. How many mistakes have you made since you were young? And how many times have you been punished to kneel in the ancestral hall?
Not to mention the distant past, but since I married into this family, there have already been 2 major incidents. Xi Huan glared at Shu Qingyi. What right did this woman have to speak?
Xie Huai'an, if you keep looking at your sister-in-law like that, don't blame me for being ruthless.
After all, Xie Yuanzhi as a generale naturally carries an air of authority and fierceness. As Xie Huai'an's face shifted from blue to white, the Marquis let out a cold snort.
Look at you, always blaming others. Do you still have the nerve to say we're biased toward your eldest brother?
The heir is outstanding in his abilities and is fully capable on his own. Why would he need anyone's favoritism? All of the heir's honors were earned through his own efforts, through hard work and even risking his life. How could anyone think he needs to be favored? These few words make Xie Huai'an seem like nothing more than a petty clown. At this moment, hearing Shu Qingyi speak up for him, Xian felt a warmth in his heart. The Marquis looked at this young couple, so well-matched and affectionate, and felt very fortunate that he had made the right decision back then.
Qingyi is right. Why should your eldest brother be favored?
Father, that's not what you said before when big brother was unconscious. Back then, you didn't want to hurt my feelings. You'd rather hold Xilin back and not let him stand out. Now that Big Brother is awake, you think there's no need to count on me anymore, and you start eagerly hoping for Tan Huai's favor again.
You, unfilial son, shut your mouth.
How could the Marquis not realize this unfilial son is trying to sow discord?
Yuanzhi, don't listen to his nonsense. Father never intended to suppress Lin Gei'er. Everything happened for a reason.
Father, no need to explain. You have your own standpoint. Caring for Ling Zhen was never your responsibility, but mine. I've let Ling Gei'er down. From now on, I'll do everything to make it up to him.
Yuanzhi, your father was truly caught in a dilemma. It's not that he didn't value Lin Ji.
Father, I've already said I don't blame you.
Sigh. To be clear, making this decision was already a risk for your father. It's only natural that you would have some resentment.
Father, are my account books and the treasurer's keys being kept by you? Now that I have to make 3 payments in one period, and the income from the academy over the past 6 months is just the 200,000 taels you and grandmother and grandfather secretly rewarded Lin Zhen with, things are really a bit tight.
These words made Haoyan's old face flush red with both anger and embarrassment.
Yuanzhi was upset, fearing this matter would create distance between her and father.
Thank you, Father, for keeping them safe for me.
After he got his private savings back, he immediately handed them over to his wife.
You've worked hard, my dear. Next time I see grandmother, I'll ask for my mother's dowry as well and give it all to you.
Shu Qingyi was stunned as she looked at the huge meat pie in front of her. The national male idol's hard-earned private savings were just handed over to her like that. How could I possibly touch the heir's private stash?
Husband and wife are one. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is still yours.
Holding hands and pulling each other in public really isn't proper. He decided to accept it for now, grateful for the heir's trust. Since that's the case, I will accept it for now. After Shu Qingyi finished speaking, she saw Princess Zhenyang glaring at her with resentment.
Bingji, how is your health now? When did you wake up? Has the doctor checked on you?
I woke up yesterday. My body still feels a bit unwell. The doctor suggested I rest quietly, so I didn't want to trouble everyone.
Then you should hurry back and rest. Listen to the doctor's advice. There's no rush to see your grandmother.
I take my leave, Mother. Madam, may I trouble you to help me back to my quarters?
What else could Shu Qingyi say? He knew the other party had only risked coming out to the outer courtyard because of concern for him, so he carefully supported the heir, whose slender, bony hand he was forced to hold like eating tofu. The young couple left the study hand in hand, and only then did the Marquis remember that Xie Huai'an was still kneeling on the floor.
You unfilial son, do you realize your mistake?
Father, I just couldn't handle the blow of failing the exam and lost my senses for a moment. On top of that, I didn't dare offend the Commandery Princess, so I accidentally made this mistake. I never truly intended to harm my eldest brother, please, Father, see my sincerity.
But now you're not afraid to offend me, the Commandery Princess. Zhenyang Commandery Princess looked at Xie Huai'an with disdain, seeing how weak and spineless he was.
Your Highness, I respect you as a royal princess, but the truth is, you insisted on marrying into the Huai'an Marquis manor. The manor never welcomed you. If you could just live quietly, that would be fine. But instead, you insist on disturbing the peace of the Marquis manor. Now that Yuanzhi has woken up, the Marquis manor is no longer a place where you can do as you please. If you continue to act recklessly, don't blame me for reporting to His Majesty and having him summon you back to the royal family.
No, you can't do that.
But what if Yuanzhi himself asks His Majesty? What do you think would happen then?
As long as Xie Yuanzhi is awake, the Marquis' manor will be the target everyone wants to win over. To curry favor.
Xie Huai'an, go kneel in the ancestral hall. You can come out when you've truly reflected on your actions.
Young master, how do you think the Marquis will discipline your second brother? Xie Yuanzhi tightly held his wife's hand.
I don't know. I pay very little attention to matters in the manor. Does Madam hope the second brother will be severely punished?
Xie Yuanzhi's gaze, as gentle as a spring breeze, swept across his wife Su Jing's delicate face, finally resting on her rosy lips.
It's not impossible. Once I recover, I'll give her a beating.
It sounds like I'm being painted as the troublemaker coming between brothers. There's really no need for the heir to beat him up. What I see is more than just that.
Madam, if you have something to say, please speak.
Yes, let's talk about current affairs.
Current affairs? Very well.
Does the heir have a favorable view of Prince Su? Lately, Prince Su has been on the rise. That's also why Princess Zhenyang acts so recklessly and even openly covets you.
Is it really so infuriating that someone else covets my wife?
Not really. It's mainly because he bullies me and the children. There are just too many people who covet the heir. I can't keep up with them all. As for Xie Yuanzhi, he doesn't even bother making excuses. He simply doesn't care at all. Her gaze dropped just a little lower, landing on his Adam's apple. Shu Qingyi couldn't help but recall the sensation of having that very spot between her lips. Oh no! I can't be thinking about that. Where were we just now?
Prince Su.
Ah, right? What does the heir think of Prince Su?
Madam, you don't think highly of him?
It's not that I don't think highly of him. I just feel that, given the current situation, there's no need for us to get involved in the struggle for the throne. The second brother married Prince Su's daughter, so he already has one foot in the royal power struggle. You're worried she might become a hidden threat. As for me, I remember the heir is a loyal subject.
Madam, you really understand me. You know me, you get me.
In my humble opinion, it would be best for the heir to separate from the second brother's household. That way, you can break free from this predicament and turn a passive situation into an active one. Even if something does happen in the future, you'll be able to step in and remedy it. Most importantly, the 3 children will also be safe because of this.
Madam, your words make sense. The family will definitely have to split up eventually. Let's wait a while, and first take care of the banquet for Ling Zhen's case. What do you think, madam?
That works too. As long as you, young master, keep this in mind. That's enough. Young master, you should keep this yourself. Earlier in the study, I couldn't refuse, but honestly, I never intended to accept it.
Madam, do you think I have the energy to handle these things right now?
Shu Qingyi was left speechless by the question. All right then, I'll temporarily keep it for you, young master.
Grandmother has finally sentenced you. Now, I can die with no regrets.
Grandmother, don't cry. Don't harm yourself.
By the way, Yuanzhi, while you were unconscious, your father and I made the decision to arrange a marriage for you.
I already know. Thank you, grandmother. I really like the wife you chose for me.
Good. As long as you like her, that's all that matters. It seems you two are destined to be together. So from now on, live your lives well. Take your time to recover your health. And while you're still young, try to have a child soon. Only then will grandmother truly be at ease.
Of course.
She's always regretted not being able to give birth to a child for her husband. You also know about what happened between her and your second brother.
Grandmother, you don't need to worry. I know everything.
That's good. Was it Qingyi who told you? And with the children all chattering away, thanks to the good fortune of her and her son, they haven't missed a single piece of news in the household. Let Qingyi come in. Yes.
Madam Zhou, young master, have you finished your conversation?
Qingyi, come here quickly. You two have been through so many ups and downs as a couple, but at last the clouds have parted and you can see the moon. From now on, just live your lives well together.
Yes, I will listen to grandmother.
Good. Anyway, Qian Shizi's hand was earned by himself, so it's not like he's at any disadvantage.
Grandmother, you once said that after I got married, you would let my wife manage my mother's dowry. Does that still count?
Of course. As long as you marry properly and have children, there's nothing in the entire Marquis household that I wouldn't give you.
Thank you, grandmother.
Shu Shangyi's hand was gently squeezed by the heir, and she immediately smiled as well, saying, "Thank you, grandmother. No need to be so polite. Honestly, it should have been given to you long ago." On the other side, the Marquis said, "Anner, what did you do wrong this time? Why did you make him kneel in the ancestral hall again?"
Kneeling in the ancestral hall is already a light punishment. Do you even know what he did?
What happened?
He actually dared to collude with the princess to pin the child in her belly on Junji. Tell me, how could I possibly let him off?
That shameless hussy. She's pregnant? Whose child is it?
Of course it's that scoundrel Huai'an's. Who else could it be?
The Marquis's wife felt conflicted. Her son was finally going to have a legitimate heir, but his wife was a promiscuous woman who coveted her own uncle's woman. For a moment, she didn't know whether she should be happy or angry.
Yuanzhi is awake. From now on, pay more attention to Dan Wai and don't hold any grudges.
Yes, madam.
Understood.
As for Lin Geir, prepare a proper gift. His father is going to hold a banquet for him.
The Marquis's wife was just about to go over and take a look when she heard the news that Princess Zhenyang had started her period.
Madam, you don't need to blame yourself. Even if something happens, it's their own doing. If that child is lost, it might not be a bad thing. Otherwise, even if born, it may not be a blessing.
Soon after, Shu Qingyi heard more news. Princess Zhenyang's child was barely saved. Looks like things are about to change now that she's pregnant.
Madame Yun's child isn't the heir's. I heard the child belongs to the second master.
What? What did you just say?
I heard the princess's child is indeed the second master's.
Stop beating around the bush. What exactly is going on? Speak now.
Yes. When I went out, I heard the heir has woken up. The second master was punished by the Marquis to kneel in the ancestral hall. After the princess returned from the Marquis's study, she started bleeding. The Marquis's wife was frantic.
For the Marquis's wife to be so anxious, the The child in the princess's womb must be the second master's.
Xie Yuanzhi has woken up. She couldn't be pregnant with the second master's child. He promised no consummation with her. Ah, Lady Yun, you please be careful with the child in your belly. It might just be a misunderstanding.
Maybe the child is the heir apparent?
Right.
Maybe he really is the heir. I'll wait for the second master to come out. Then I'll ask him clearly. The Imperial Palace.
All right.
Prince Gong, who was standing by, raised his eyebrows in confusion and asked, "Whose memorial is father reading? Why are you so happy?"
If I tell you, you'll be happy too.
Father, please tell me. Don't keep your son in suspense.
Yuanzhi has woken up and is reading his personal letter.
That really is good news. The feng shui at General Xie's house must be amazing. Not only is he outstanding himself, but even his son is so accomplished.
It is indeed impressive. Yuanzhi has been in a slump this past year, yet he was still able to focus on his studies and earn a title. It's truly admirable. Come on, let's go and have a cup of celebratory wine for Yuanzhi's son as well.
Great! Your son just loves joining in the festivities.
Ling, there are a lot of people outside, and it's easy to attract attention. Make sure to protect your mother and younger siblings.
Yes, inside the restaurant, Shu Qing and her 3 children were seated together in a private room. They had just sat down when they heard the manager's voice from outside. Madam Xie, 2 more guests have arrived, and the entire restaurant is full. Would you mind if I arranged for them to sit at your table with your family and friends?
Inside, Madame Xi replied, "We are old friends of General Xi. May we come in and ask for a cup of celebratory wine?"
Since you are old friends of my husband, please come in. Madam Xie, I am an old friend of General Xie, and this is my father. Sorry to bother you. Oh, no need to be so polite.
Is that the Emperor?
This guest made Shu Qingyi break out in a cold sweat. Please, both of you have a seat. I'll have someone bring wine and dishes right away. Thank you very much. Children, these are your father's old friends. Hurry and greet your grandpa and uncle. If you don't take advantage of a good thing, you're a fool. Opportunities like this are rare in life. Let the kids make an impression.
Hello, Grandpa. Hello, Uncle.
This scene of loving parents and filial children immediately caught the attention of the Emperor and Prince Gong. Could the relationship between a foster mother and her adopted son really be this good?
Good. Please go ahead and sit down. You must be Ji Ling, the one who was ambushed.
That's right. That's me.
Zhen Gei secretly glanced at his mother, then turned to look at his big brother, feeling extremely envious inside. When will I be able to become my mother's pride, so she can look at me with such pride as well?
Very good, very good. Like father, like son. Your father also loved to read. If he hadn't joined the military back then, he would probably have become a great literary figure of his time.
Father truly excelled in both literature and martial arts.
I wouldn't dare compare myself to my father.
You are still quite young. Given enough time, you might even surpass your father.
Thank you for your kind words.
This is Yuanzhi's second son, Zhen. As Shu Qing introduced, who says he only looks at his eldest son with pride? He looks at his second son with the same pride. Unlike his older brother who loves reading, Zhen prefers martial arts. Right now, he's practicing martial arts with Yuanzhi's former subordinate. When Zhen heard they were talking about him, he immediately straightened his back and put on the air of a general, looking quite the part.
One excels in literature, the other in martial arts. Yuanzhi, you are truly blessed. Study hard. In the future, you can inherit your father's legacy and become a great general as well.
Of course. My goal is to become a great general. This old grandpa really has a good eye.
Good.
This is Yuanzhi's youngest son, called Heng. Shu Qingyi picked up her most beloved little milk dumpling and, smiling as if showing off a treasure, introduced him. Heng, tell everyone what you're good at.
Heng is still little. He only knows how to eat and sleep.
These were Shu Qing's words of comfort to him, and he remembered them well.
Hehe. That's not all. You forgot to mention how good he is at acting cute.
Ling also curled his lips, just feeling that his younger brothers were too childish, leaving him speechless. The Emperor and Prince Gong couldn't help but laugh as well. What a harmonious family, and how amusing their similar words and tones were. With so many children, it's inevitably noisy. It's always like this at home. I hope you both won't mind.
Not at all, Madam Xie. You're too polite. My own children are noisy and hard to manage as well, but from what I see, General Xie's children all listen to you very well. I wonder what your secret is.
That's really a difficult question to answer. If I say the children are well behaved, it makes it seem like the children of Prince Gong's household are not. If I say it's because of my good upbringing, it makes Prince Gong look incompetent. In the end, I suppose it's just a matter of compatibility. I don't have children, and they don't have a mother. By chance we met, and it just happened to be the perfect timing. That gentle and loving smile is inexplicably contagious. The Emperor's heart leapt with joy, and he really started eating faster, thinking to himself, "This bond you share, I had a hand in making it happen."
Ah, I see. So it really is true what comes hard is cherished all the more. Thank you very much for your hospitality, madam. Please give my regards to General Xie on behalf of my son and me.
Of course. Please take care, both of you. Mother, who were they? Big brother, weren't you the one always calling out for mother, mother? Why are you starting to act like us now? What a childish question. Ling rolled his eyes, not bothering to respond to his second brother's teasing. Them? I can't say for sure, but I suspect they're important people. As for how important, we'll have to ask your father when we get home. Is father really that amazing? He can keep an eye on us from so far away? How could he do that? Your father isn't a deity, you know. That father and son just now seemed to know your father had woken up. When we get home, we'll ask around once we find out who your father tipped off. We'll know. Wen Yan. A flash of understanding quickly passed through Brother Ling's eyes, as if he had also guessed the identity of that father and son. Mom, there's still a lot of food left. Why don't we pack some up and take it home for Dad? Wow, taking leftovers home for Xie Yuanzhi, you really are a devoted son. Your father just woke up. You should be the one to bring it to him yourself. It's not suitable for your father to have rich or greasy food. Let's just pack up these dishes and send them to Jishan Hall. That's the place that takes in the poor and needy.
All right. I'll go with Big Brother. Mom, you and Third Brother wait for us, and we'll go back to the residence together.
After the two brothers left, Pei Che and Shen Jiji came together.
Congratulations, Madam Xie Blessings.
Thank you both for coming. Did you enjoy the lunch banquet today?
Of course. I heard the other guests praising it endlessly, and some even said they want to write articles to commend Madam Xi's love for her son.
Actually, this flowing banquet had little to do with the Marquise's residence. It was entirely organized by my foster mother. Only then did the scholars suddenly realize the truth, which is why everyone is now spreading the word. Everyone knows that General Xie married a good wife. That's wonderful.
Madame Xie, General Xie has woken. Have you mentioned me to him?
I haven't had the chance to explain in detail yet. When I return, I'll mention it to the heir. If circumstances allow, perhaps you could even meet.
No need to force it. Better to let General Xie rest and recuperate. It's enough for him to know that we're here.
That's probably for the best. I really underestimated Xie Yuanzhi's star power. The flowing banquet at Ling ended perfectly. Guess who we ran into at the banquet?
Who?
As soon as she got close to the heir, Shu Qingyi couldn't help but be drawn to his striking looks. The heir's appearance was simply otherworldly. Just a few more glances would make your heart race.
Madam?
I'm not sure yet. To confirm the other party's identity, you'll have to answer a question for me first.
Please go ahead, madam.
Have you told anyone about your awakening? Shu Qingyi saw him gesture to the chair beside him. She straightened up and sat down as he suggested. The father and son my children and I met seemed to know about your awakening.
Father and son?
Yes, an elderly man around 60 or 70 with white hair, and a young man in his early 30s refined, dignified, and impressive. Oh, right! Does the young man have a long, handsome face?
That was His Majesty and Prince Gong. You've already figured it out?
They gave enough clues, so I had a vague guess.
No, it's because you're clever, madam.
Xie Yuanzhi suddenly reached out his hand, startling Shu Qingji so much that she tensed up, not knowing what the young lord was about to do. Her heart was pounding like a drum, but all the young lord did was gently brush his fingers across her cheek, simply helping to tuck her unruly hair behind her ear. When she looked up, she saw the young lord gazing at her intently. Ah, thank you, Your Highness. Shu Qingyi tidied the stray strands of hair herself again. What does Your Highness think of Prince Gong? Xie Yuanzhi gazed at the lady's delicate face while pondering her question in his mind.
He is steady and sincere, never competes.
Your Highness's assessment is very accurate. But has Your Highness ever heard the saying, not competing is in itself a form of competition? Seeing this, Xie Yuanzhi cooperatively leaned his face close to the lady's ear. As he lowered his gaze, he saw the fair skin and graceful lines of the back of her neck. The lady's skin was very fair, and the sensation at his fingertips crossed the line.
Does the lady think that Prince Gong wants to compete?
Yes,
Prince Gong is a blade that His Majesty wields to support the Crown Prince.
but the crown prince is frail. Who knows when he might be gone? Shu Qingyi uttered such treasonous words. Her voice lowered even further, her whole body almost leaning into the heir's embrace. In fact, who could Prince Gong truly serve? Would the heir trust him? He just hadn't expected that his own wife would pay such close attention to the changes in the court. This blind marriage, arranged without knowing each other, seemed to be full of surprises at every turn. Xie Yuanzhi raised his hand and gently touched the butterfly hairpin in his wife's hair, which fluttered with movement.
Let's wait and see. I'll keep an eye on things.
All right. His arms now empty, Xie Yuanzhi felt a trace of disappointment and frowned as he asked,
Do you truly dislike me, my dear lady?
"Why would you say that, Your Highness?"
So you don't dislike me?
"Of course I don't dislike you." Honestly, he had just been staring at the heir's handsome face, completely captivated. How could that be called dislike? It was already good enough that the heir didn't look at him as if he were a pervert.
That's good to hear.
Hearing this answer, Xie Yuanzhi smiled, seeming quite pleased. Shu Qing couldn't help but stare again. As expected, handsome guys look even more attractive when they smile. It really makes your heart race. Snapping back to reality, he scratched his ear a little shyly, feeling his face heat up. He quickly tried to think of something else to say. "Oh, right, Your Highness. Did I mention this to you before? Now your former armored carriage attendant, Zhenjie, is teaching martial arts."
Zhengye mentioned it? What's the matter?
Here's the thing. The carriage attendant who teaches Zhengye and the scholar Shen who teaches Hengye, they both admire you greatly. The scholar's name is Shen Jiji. He's a highly talented literatus, with the makings of a top scholar. I'm very optimistic about his chances in next year's Imperial examination. She was smiling so happily that she didn't notice the atmosphere around the prince had shifted ever since she started mentioning other men.
Is that so? I've heard of him.
During the time he was bedridden, he heard so many praises about Shenji talented and handsome, charming, and dashing that his ears practically grew calluses from it.
Let me meet him.
Oh! Shu Qingyi was also surprised that the prince actually wanted to meet the children's teachers. He really was determined to be a good father. Both of them together? Or should we meet them separately, one by one? Actually, Xie Yuanzhi only wanted to meet Shen Jiji.
Both of them together.
All right, go check if Pei Xie and Shen Jiji have returned. If they have, tell them the prince wants to see them.
In the study and outer courtyard.
That's a bit far.
It's fine. A little walk will do us good.
Xie Yuanzhi stood up and held out her hand to Shu Qingyi.
Madam, accompany me for a walk.
Shu Qingyi looked at that slender, alluring hand, hesitated for a moment, then gave in. After all, it wasn't the first time. All right, as soon as the two entered, they saw the prince and his wife holding hands. Only then did Shu Qingyi realize that she and the prince were still holding hands. His face flushed red, and he quickly pulled his hand away.
Che Bukai and Shen Ziji, pay respects to General Zi. Have a seat.
Yes.
Scholar Shen, thank you for taking care of my son's studies these past days.
Not at all. Not at all. It is my honor that Madame Xie chose me.
He wasn't sure if it was just his imagination, but after saying this, General Zie's expression seemed to turn sharper.
Have you two gotten married?
Both Paish and Shen Jiji were momentarily stunned.
We have not.
You're not getting any younger. You should start thinking about it.
The two of them were quite touched that General Xi would actually care about such an important matter in their lives.
Thank you very much for your concern, General.
It's only right.
Xie Yuanzhi didn't feel guilty at all.
Madam, since you're out, could you keep an eye out for suitable matches?
Me? All right, I'll keep an eye out.
You're both outstanding individuals, but you're at the age where you should act soon, or you'll miss the best years.
Then, I sincerely thank you, madam, for your trouble. I am truly sorry to have troubled you.
No need to be so polite. Shu Qing looked at them with a beaming smile. You're both such handsome men. How hard could it be to find a wife? If Peisha stays here as a guest in the residence, he won't have an official position. Will the young lord be able to help him get back his concubine? The young lord glanced at the lady's pale fingers and nodded.
He can. Peish, I'll take you back to the camp with me. You'll start as a junior soldier in the logistics unit, and for now, you'll serve under my command. Are you willing? I obey your orders. Peisha immediately dropped to one knee, clenching his fist in response. With this, the marriage proposal would be perfectly legitimate. Then he looked at Scholar Shen, whose face was full of envy, and reassured him. Scholar Shen, you are both talented and handsome. I will personally arrange for you to marry a noble and gentle lady. Handsome as jade?
Xie Yuanzhi's thick eyebrows lowered over his eyes. Even his own wife had never praised him like that. Shen Jiji did indeed like well-educated, gentle women, preferably someone like Lady Xie. Thinking of this, his ears grew hot, and he lowered his head. Yes, I will leave it to Lady Xie to decide.
Peish, I'll write a letter. Go to the western camp once it's ready.
As soon as Shu Qingyi heard that the heir wanted to write a letter, she immediately set about preparing the brush, ink, paper, and inkstone. The two of them were so in sync that their hands reached for the same thing at the same time. His hand was underneath, hers on top. In an instant, he awkwardly withdrew his hand. Your Highness, allow me to wipe the ink for you.
All right.
He picked up the brush and wrote a letter, then handed it to Peish.
Go take up a post and give my regards to General Liao.
At your command. After Paisha left, Shen Ziji also tactfully took his leave, and the study was left empty. Xie Yuanzhi, imitating Shu Qingyi, tugged gently at her sleeve.
Madam, you've been running around outside all day. Why don't we go back and rest?
Shu Qingyi's face flushed again. No, why does everything she hears sound so suggestive to her? Shu Qingyi had just finished washing her face when she saw the heir had stripped down to only his inner garments, his bare chest gleaming openly before her eyes.
Madam just wiped my eyes. Now, I will help her relax.
Huh? Shu Qingyi was stunned. And just as she was about to say it wasn't necessary, the heir's hands were already at her waist, his tall figure and pleasant scent enveloping her.
Madam's waist is so slender, it fits in my hands.
Xie Yuanzhi spoke words that made Shu Qingyi blush in a calm tone, and while she was distracted, he had already undone her waist sash. Your Highness? Shu Qingyi's voice even trembled a little. She never would have dreamed that, after waking up, the heir would be interested in her, extremely interested, in fact.
Madam, do you truly, really, genuinely want to kiss me?
Huh? Probably not, right? It's just a misunderstanding.
And you say you don't dislike me?
Huh? It's not that I dislike you, it's just that I personally feel...
How about we give it a try? Maybe you'll end up liking it, madam.
Of course she liked kissing handsome guys, but only the kind where she didn't have to take responsibility. A nascent soul cultivator. Before she could finish her sentence, she suddenly felt the world spin, and in the blink of an eye, she was carried onto the bed by the heir. The thick bed curtains blocked out the light, and in an instant, their little world became dim and filled with a suggestive atmosphere. Shu Qing was startled, staring wide-eyed at the man pressing down on her.
Let's give it a try. If you don't like it, I'll improve.
Before Shu Qing could even refuse, that stunningly handsome face drew close, its impact overwhelming. Blame her weak willpower, she ended up losing her breath. All she could breathe in was his scent. The woman's hands, which had been pushing against him in retreat, suddenly tightened, her fingertips gripping the man's ceremonial collar. Remembering those days when he could neither see nor move and could only let his wife have her way, Xie Yuanzhi's body tensed, and he let out a soft sigh in the midst of the kiss. The veins on the arm braced beside his wife's ear stood out prominently. How could a married man with a fair-skinned and beautiful wife by his side possibly remain unmoved? He wasn't a saint, after all. During the time she was performing her one-woman show, Shu Qingyi had also kissed the heir with genuine feeling. The experience was actually quite pleasant, since he always accepted everything without resistance and behaved obediently. But things are different now. The awakened heir is no longer someone to be manipulated. His aggressiveness is overwhelming. The other party came at him fiercely, taking what he wanted purely by instinct, leaving his mind in a muddled haze. Before long, his eyes were rimmed red, shimmering with tears, making his gaze look as if it had been adorned with makeup, strikingly beautiful. Xie Yuan merely licked his lips, his wife's fragrance lingering at the tip of his nose.
Do you really like it?
Who kisses so forcefully like that? Well, whatever. Even though they were married, and he himself had often kissed and taken Xie Yuan by force, now that the tables had turned, he was a bit disgruntled, putting on an act of dissatisfaction.
It's just okay. Nothing special.
In reality, his whole body was heating up, and his mind was running wild after all. He was a married woman with experience. All right, time for a nap. You should rest too, Your Highness. During your recovery, try not to dwell on things that might get you worked up. Xie Yin knew he was right, didn't he? He could still tell whether his wife was telling the truth or not.
All right. Next time I'll let you take the lead, madam. You can teach me.
Who would expect a newlywed woman from a good family to know about this kind of thing? Did the young lord find something out? In the morning, as Xie Yuanzhi opened his eyes, he turned his face to look at his young wife still sound asleep beside him. The sight of her fair, delicate neck was just as slender and fragile as he had once imagined. His eyes flickered as he leaned down and placed a kiss on her smooth forehead, then quietly got out of bed. In the west room, Jen Gare was still dreaming while hugging his blanket, when suddenly his forehead was flicked.
Wake up.
Dad. Jen Gare smacked his lips, turned over, and continued dreaming. The heir, determined to be a good father, reserved all his gentleness for his wife. Seeing this, he didn't hesitate to smack his second son's butt.
Get up.
He jolted awake, and the father before him overlapped perfectly with the one in his dream, scaring him into getting up immediately. Dad! Wash up and come practice martial arts with me. Dad is going to practice martial arts with me. Ah, Dad, wait a moment. I'll be right there. Dad, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Is Master Pei not up yet? That's odd. Master Pei usually gets up earlier than I do.
I sent him out of the city to deliver a message. He probably hasn't come back all night.
So that's how it is. He started with a relatively gentle set of boxing forms, practicing on his side. Zhang Gare, who was stretching his muscles nearby, was completely mesmerized, secretly thinking, Dad's boxing is really beautiful. If Dad fought like this on the battlefield, wouldn't the enemy get distracted?
Zhang Gare, watch out for this move.
From being flustered at first to barely managing to keep up, Zhang Ge and his father sparred back and forth. At some point, Lian Gi quietly walked over, standing with his hands behind his back under the veranda, watching and laughing.
Jingei can already spar with your father now. That's really impressive.
Mom, but Dad isn't satisfied.
He hasn't been learning for long, he's already doing well.
On the training ground, Jen Gei stumbled and, in the end, was thrown flat on his back by Xie Yuanzhi. He felt both embarrassed and wronged that his father was really ruthless, not even giving him a hand up.
Your stance isn't stable enough. Keep practicing your horse stance.
Xie Yuanzhi walked over to his younger son and bent down to pull him up. Jen Gei had just found his footing when he was pushed down again.
No sense of combat at all. Get up by yourself.
Huh? Is Dad 100 times stricter than Master Pei? That's so scary. Suddenly, Jen Gei really missed his mother gentle, loving, always encouraging him. Then, as he glanced around, he actually saw her.
Dad, Mum is watching us from under the corridor.
He gave his younger son a light kick.
Don't get distracted. Keep practicing.
But, drenched in sweat, he resolutely turned and walked toward the corridor, his eyes fixed intently on his wife who had come to watch him train.
Yeah. Oh yeah, indeed.
From a distance, Heng called out obediently. Even Lian Gi called out as well.
Hey.
Xie Yuanzhi came over and gently patted the younger son's adorable hair bun, but her eyes were fixed on Shu Qingyi.
Didn't you want to sleep longer?
I've rested enough. I came to watch you and Jengei practice martial arts.
Xie Yuanzhi looked straight at her, as if expecting her to say something.
Shizi looks great when he practices boxing.
After saying that, he mentally slapped himself. His intention was to stay away from Shizi, not to flirt with him. Hearing exactly what he wanted from his wife, Xie Yuanzhi was satisfied.
He's also good with the spear.
Yes, that's true. Shizi has broad shoulders, a slim waist, and long legs. Even when he was sickly, he was so good look. Imagine what he must be like at his peak. She swallowed hard.
Speaking of spears, Shizi's spear is stored in the warehouse. If you ever need it, just let me know.
All right. It's getting late. I'll go take a bath first.
Okay.
Shu Qingyi felt a bit intimidated by those eyes and quickly shifted her gaze elsewhere.
Lian, all right. You and your mother and brother go ahead and eat. Don't wait for me.
Yes, my father.
He then lifted his eyelids to glance at his tall, handsome, and charming father, then cast a sidelong look at his mother, who was trying to appear calm despite her inner excitement. He couldn't help but wonder, are things finally about to happen between father and mother? Of course, he was more than happy to see his parents getting along so well. After bathing, Shizi joined his wife and children for the meal. Soon after, the Marquis arrived.
You're still eating? Go ahead, don't mind me. I'll just wait here for a bit.
All right.
Very well. Then we ask father to wait just a moment.
The children had never seen such a kind and amiable grandfather before. It was as if he had put away all his usual authority.
Listen to your grandfather keep eating.
Shizi finished eating and left the table early. Before leaving, he leaned in close to Shu Qingyi's ear and whispered,
I'm going to talk. You stay.
All right. The Marquis took in the harmonious scene of his eldest son's family, his gaze flickering slightly. After they went outside, he asked,
Yuanzhi, how has your health been these past few days? I heard you went to the training grounds.
It's all right. I just went to practice a bit with Jen Gare.
Seeing you looking more energetic every day makes me so happy. I almost want to announce to the world that you've woken up.
Xie Yuanzhi paused, finally understanding why his father came to see him.
Before, your second brother, that rascal, secretly arranged a marriage with Prince Su without telling the family. I didn't dare offend Prince Su, so I just went along with it and agreed to the match. Now, the whole world thinks that the Marquis Manor supports Prince Su. If you hadn't woken up, it wouldn't matter which side the manor took. But now that you're awake, what do you think?
I am a loyal subject.
I know you are. But now we've already been branded as supporters of Prince Su. It's not enough for you to say you are loyal. People won't believe it. Given how things have turned out, we might as well support Prince Su.
Father, you know very well what kind of person Prince Su's daughter is. If we support Prince Su's ascension and help him build momentum, how is Qingyi supposed to handle herself?
Back when you hadn't woken up, the ruler dared to act recklessly. But once you make your stance clear, Prince Su will surely treat you with utmost respect. Why worry about Lian and the others' futures?